presentation will be by Mr. Sheikh Inayat, by Mr. Mohsen from L&T. I think one would be from T&M, Mr. Manish from L&T. I'll be giving one short presentation, and the purpose of this presentation is that, see, we are doing our work in and out daily, and you have to appreciate that whatever work we do, safety is very, very inherent. One harmful and deterrent to us, and all the good work done in the last 1 year or even in your lifetime can be marred by one small incident. In last, I have had 2 years in RVNL. Uh, Fortunately, everything has been good, but one incident at the underground site has many, reasons. We should really introspect to rectify it so that it is not repeated at any site. And the purpose of calling all other people is that nobody needs to, commit a mistake on on your own site. You should learn the mistakes from the others. See what has happened. If you were watchful, you must have seen that today is PM's function, and there was a Instagram video of a collapse in Memari, near Memari, one of the highways of from Dankuni to Panagarh. And government has taken very, very strict action. The project director has been suspended from NHAI. He is a very, very big, very senior person. So the message is very clear that whatever work we have to do, we have to do it safely. There is no excuse, there is no compromise on safety. Is training. You have to train people. Safety is a habit. It is not just like today we are holding safety seminars, so entire safety is to be seen today only, and tomorrow again we can carry on with the routine activity. No, you have to make it a habit. Just like when we get up, we brush our teeth, we take bath, we get ready and come to office. Similarly is, safety. It is a behavior. Safety is a behavior. It is not only structural. You have to imbibe that. And the problem is that all the people who are sitting here, none of you do the work by yourself. It is a worker who is doing the work, and you are responsible for this work that is done by a worker. So the best way is that you train him again and again, repeat the same thing so that it gets into his mind, number one. Number two, it is not that only the chief safety officer and the safety expert of RVNL, that only these two people are safety. We have to understand that executive, anybody who is from RVNL, from L&T or from HSRC, you are the first safety officer of your site. So suppose if you go there and you watch something that is unsafe, it doesn't mean you will say this is not my job, let the safety expert come. When Sheikh Inayat will come, then he will see. If I am the CPM, I am the first safety officer of my site. Let us be very clear. I am the first safety officer of my site. I am the first vigilance officer of my site. Unless you have that feeling, unless we all have that feeling that safety is my responsibility, we will not succeed. There will always be some gap. So today, obviously, there is so much to discuss about safety. It is not possible to cover the entire thing in 2 hours or 2.5 hours of time. But we will try to highlight, the important points which you can carry home. For example, if you see, everybody should be familiar with SHE policy, the SHE manual of RVNL, and for L&T or the other contractors who are not, following this, apart from L&T, in all other contracts, SHE manual of RVNL is incorporated, so it's a part of your tender document. In L&T case, there is a separate chapter of about 200 or 300 pages on SHE. I have made notes. I mean, if reading 300 pages is, if you find it tough, then I have read each and every page, and I have made a note of which will compress that 300 pages into, say, 35 or 50 pages. I have made a PDF also. I have shared it with some people. Today I will share it in the entire group. You can, because see, knowledge dissemination, there is no point if I am the only person who knows about all the rules. So I will circulate it. I will request that you can at least read these 25-30 pages, and those 30 pages contain 90% of the information given in the safety. So if all the people who are associated with underground can read that, and similarly in next 2 or 3 days, I will I'll circulate a PDF of about only 25 or 30 pages of the SHE manual of RVNL also. So I would request all of you to keep that PDF in your mobile, read that. At least I think you can remember 25 or 30 pages. That much we should do. We should read occasionally. Then only we will be able to implement it at site. So that is the only message that I want to give. Now we will just wait for say 5-10 minutes. I got a call also. The moment director sir is ready, I think we will start. And if he is taking time, I would request the person from Siemens. Is there somebody from Siemens? You are here. Are you ready with your presentation? How long will your be presentation? 15. So like if DP sir takes time, so then I might call you. Please be ready. And if sir DP sir joins, so then we'll have DP sir immediately. DP sir के address की बात कर रहे थे. Before the presentation. नहीं, एक यहाँ सबकी आवाज आने को. ये यहाँ पे ये माइक ऑफ करा हुआ है, इसको तो ऑन करना होगा या जरूरत नहीं है? गुड मॉर्निंग सर, कैन यू हियर मी सर? ये ऑन नहीं करना पड़ेगा इस माइक को बिना, इसमें बट सर कैन यू हियर मी?
Yes.
Sir, we can also hear you. So, sir, I am on the stage side, and there are approximately 100 site engineers sitting in the BC Roy Auditorium. So, sir, I would just request to switch the camera so that sir can see the audience. And sir, they are eager to. Today we have organized one safety seminar. We will be organizing a quality seminar also after 15-20 days, sir. So the purpose of today's seminar is again to brush up the provisions of SHE manual and certain lapses that we have seen in last 1 year at various sites, including underground, elevated, Kona Expressway, and and the efforts that we need to put to ensure that all the works that we do are done with utmost safety. Over to you now, sir.
Good morning, everyone. It is a matter of pleasure that this kind of seminar is organized by Kolkata unit. The unit has understood the importance of safety and quality, senior officers are there. I can see Mr. Kedia, Mr. Parshuram Singh, B.K. Prathat ji. आप में से बहुत सारे लोग अभी ज्वाइन किए हैं. मैं आपको 2011 में ले चलता हूँ. 2011 में जब कलकत्ता यूनिट ने अपने मेट्रो वर्क शुरू किए, तो उस वक्त पूरे इंडिया में सारे रेलवे वर्क्स जो थे हम पीएमसी के थ्रू मॉनिटर कर रहे थे. शायद बीके प्रसाद उस वक्त थे, लेकिन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने ये डिसाइड किया कि मेट्रो वर्क हम इन हाउस मॉनिटर करेंगे. दिस वाज अ सी चेंज in the philosophy of organization. Around 40-50 engineers were recruited, fresh engineers were recruited, and they were trained on site itself. There was no formal training. And it is a matter of pride that most of them are so well trained that they are not less than international GC as far as elevated metro is concerned. But somehow it is a matter of concern that quality was given a due importance, but safety, हम सेफ्टी को लेके उतना ध्यान नहीं दे पाए. शायद उसके पीछे एक रीजन है. क्वालिटी इज लाइक RFI. आपने RFI दिया, यू हैव टू मॉनिटर अ पर्टिकुलर वर्क, अ पर्टिकुलर इंस्टांस, वेयर एज क्वालिटी इज 24/7. हर जगह पे काम हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा. आप रोड के ऊपर काम कर रहे हैं जहां पर कि रोड यूजर्स हैं, आपकी मशीन काम नहीं कर रही है, तो क्या वो ठीक जगह पे खड़ी है? क्या आपने रोड सिग्नल ठीक लगाए हैं? तो इट इज अ 24/7 जॉब, जिसके लिए हमें हर वक्त सजग होना जरूरी है. हमारे जो इंजीनियर्स हैं उनको सबको क्या करना है इसके बारे में ज्यादातर ज्ञान, ज्यादातर नॉलेज है. केवल उनको अपने आप को इस बात के लिए तैयार करना है कि किसी भी जगह पर, किसी भी स्टेज पे काम हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा, अनसेफ वर्क हमको और सिस्टम इम्प्रूवमेंट के लिए, सेफ्टी के सिस्टम इम्प्रूवमेंट के लिए हमें हमेशा ध्यान देना है और लगे रहना है. अगर हम सिर्फ इतना ही ये कर लें कि जहां पर भी हम साइट पे जा रहे हैं, वो किसी भी काम से जा रहे हैं, क्वांटिटी मेजर करने जा रहे हैं, सर्वे करने जा रहे हैं, या क्वालिटी चेक करने जा रहे हैं, या RFI लेके जा रहे हैं, क्या मेरे आसपास कुछ अनसेफ किया है? क्या रोड डाइवर्जन सेफ है? क्या मेरी मशीनरी जो है वो सेफ है? मशीनरी में जो ड्राइवर है वो ट्रेंड है? इसका कोई सेफ्टी के साथ एक चेकलिस्ट बना देना और उस चेकलिस्ट को भर देने से कार्य पूरा नहीं होता है, क्योंकि ये हर स्टेज पे इसकी रिक्वायरमेंट है. और हर स्टेज पे आप हर थोड़ी थोड़ी देर में सिचुएशन चेंज होने पे दोबारा नई चेकलिस्ट नहीं भर सकते हैं. आप ही को सजग रहना पड़ेगा कि मेरी साइट पे पिछले समय में क्या क्या चेंजेस हुए हैं और क्या वो सेफ हैं. इसके लिए कोई बहुत ज्यादा पढ़ाई की, कोई बहुत ज्यादा टेक्निकल नॉलेज की बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत नहीं है. ये दिस इज समथिंग विच इज to be observed and to be implemented, and to be implemented strongly. There is no escape, there is no way out. आपको ये करना ही है. अगर कोई चीज क्वालिटी की वजह से कुछ कमी हो जाती है, उसको ठीक किया जा सकता है, लेकिन अगर कोई अनसेफ एपिसोड हो जाता है, उसको आप रिवर्स नहीं कर सकते हैं. तो यहाँ पर बैठे हुए सभी लोग जो कि उतने ही पढ़े लिखे हैं जितना मैं हूं, कोई ऐसा नहीं है जिसको कि ज्ञान की कमी हो. केवल और केवल आपको साइट पे अपनी चीजों को ध्यान देना है, और कोई भी अनसेफ एक्टिविटी, कोई भी एक्शन जो कि नॉर्म्स के अगेंस्ट है, उसको बर्दाश्त नहीं करना है. और कलकत्ता यूनिट जिसने इस तरह के सेमिनार को ऑर्गेनाइज करने में इनिशिएटिव लिया है, मुझे मालूम है ये सब करने में समय लगता है, एफर्ट लगता है. और जो यहाँ पर उपस्थित ऑफिसर्स हैं, मैं देख पा रहा हूँ विपिन जी, केडिया जी, परशुराम जी, बीके प्रसाद जी और बाकी पीछे हमारे इंजीनियर्स हैं, उन सबको मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं. और आप सब लोगों को ये कहना चाहता हूं कि इस सेमिनार को आप सार्थक करिए, और आने वाले समय में हमारे साइट के ऊपर सेफ्टी को लेके जो सिनारियो है, जो सीन है, उसमें चेंजेस आए, इंप्रूवमेंट हो. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Thank you, sir. We have heard you, sir, and we assure you that we will rise to your expectation and corporate office expectation, and we will leave no stone unturned to ensure that safety, utmost safety is maintained at site, and we will definitely make the most of today's seminar and the following quality seminar. Thank you for your words of guidance, sir.
Honorable CMD will reach office at 12 o'clock. If he will be free, I will request him to address you at that time from his phone.
Sure, sir. We will definitely benefit from that, sir. So we will be ready to again join him on the VC and if benefit from his guidance. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Now I will request Kedia sir to just address the audience, and I would from there, sir, and after that I will request Parsham sir also to speak a few words, small speeches, and then we will begin with the presentations.
ज्वाइन किए हुए खत्म हो गया. Good morning everyone. I want to begin with a simple but powerful thought that safety must be our first value. I repeat, safety must be our first value. What is it? Whenever we start any work or any meeting, safety should be the first topic in our discussion. It must stand above every other priority, above target, schedules, and even profits. Like Bipin said, safety is not the only responsibility of the safety officer alone. Each one of us is sitting here is responsible for the safety, and every individual has a role to play in ensuring a safe workplace. We must develop a strong culture of safety. It should not remain in the manuals or instructions only. It must be inculcated in our habits and daily practices. Safety at workplace doesn't mean to protect ourselves. It also includes the safety of our colleagues, contractors, subcontractors, the visitors, and the equipment at the project site. It is a matter of personal responsibility, personal pride, and personal guilt if we fail to act. I will share with you a small case study of Alcoa. Some of you might have heard that. The Aluminium Company of America. When Paul O'Neill has joined the company as CEO in 1987, the company was not performing well. In his first address, he spoke only about the workplace safety. He did not talk about the top line, bottom line, market share, profit, loss, anything. His only emphasis was no employee should be injured at the workplace. And actually, he has done a lot of work on this regard, and it transformed the company. Employees realized that there is someone at the top who genuinely cared about their well-being, and as a result, productivity improved and profit followed. In the very first year, the company made a profit of $500 million, and during his tenure, the company grew from a $3 billion company to $27 billion company. So this example shows us the human value drives performance, and performance drives the profit. As a human being, we often have a tendency to cut corners. If nothing goes wrong, we start repeating the same mistakes, but safety does not work on luck. You may be lucky today, but you cannot be lucky every day. That is why every near-miss accident should be reported and analyzed properly. These near-miss accidents are giving you a warning signal. It should be taken well, and proper investigation should be done to prevent major accidents. I truly believe that zero accident at workplace are achievable. It requires awareness, discipline, and a collective commitment. We should take a place today to ourselves that safety will remain our first value, and we will work together to make our workplace safe for everyone. Thank you.
No, it was third party.
Good morning, everybody. Each individual working at site is the safety officer or safety engineer for that respective site. Please inculcate this up to the lowest level of our system who are working at site. Let us not depend on only chief safety experts or safety manager to take care of safety. He cannot do alone. Each one working at site should take the responsibility of the safety. We are working and we are knowing what can affect the safety. Let us take it seriously. Whatever contract clauses mentioned, let us implement strictly, and let us not expect from higher-ups for relaxation. Please give this message to everyone at the site. No one should expect any relaxation, whatever mentioned in the contract, so far as safety aspects are concerned. Let us not keep any doubt in our mind that some relaxation may be given by station in charge or deputy project director or project director or CPM. Let us not at all hope for that. So whatever written in the contract, please implement strictly. If a worker has to be deployed at site after 96 hours training, it has to be done. Let us not keep any doubt in our mind that somebody should relax it or it is going like that other sides. No. Your contract says that without 96 hours training, no one should be deployed at work site. It must be implemented, and it must be implemented at the lowest level of the at the site in charge. So please do not expect any relaxation on any safety aspect, whatever written in our contract. And please, at least the important points of the contract in the C manual, please go through it and let us strictly implement it. Please do not wait instruction from anybody else for implementation of those instructions or clauses. You are the highest authority to ensure at site. I mean, same thing from the electrical sites, like we are seeing at the site so many discrepancies regarding at the location of the DV boxes, wires connecting the equipments. Please, I mean, let us not allow at all, and let us not tolerate at all. Thank you.
May I request Bimal Prasad sir for just short speech, please.
गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन। आज इस सेफ्टी सेमिनार के आयोजन का मुख्य उद्देश्य है साइट पर सेफ्टी, जिसके लिए हम लोग को सतत प्रयत्न करते रहना है। जैसा कि डीपी साहब ने बताया कि जो साइट इंजीनियर है वो फर्स्ट सेफ्टी ऑफिसर है साइट में, जो कि ये देखे कि ये सेफ्टी इंश्योर हो रहा है। ये सेफ्टी ऑफिसर के भरोसे रहने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, सबको अपना खुद को सेफ्टी ऑफिसर समझ करके काम करना चाहिए साइट पर। ये बहुत बड़ी बात है। ये साइट पर जब भी हम लोग जाते हैं तो कुछ न कुछ ऐसा दिखता है जो कि मतलब सिर्फ साइट इंजीनियर नहीं, इवन हम लोगों के जो लेबर्स हैं उन लोगों के नज़र नहीं पड़ता है, बट अनदेखी कर जाते हैं ये सोच के कि चलो काम चल रहा है, देखा जाएगा। ये नेग्लिजेंट बिहेवियर जो है कभी कभी कितना बड़ा हैवक होता है, ये हम लोग देख चुके हैं साइट पर, कई बार देख चुके हैं। और इसके बाद भी कुछ दिन तक इस बात की कुछ दिन तक ये बात दिमाग में घूमते, उसके बाद फिर अपने काम में लग जाते हैं, लोग भूल जाते हैं। ये टूल बॉक्स टॉक जो है ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टूल है, इसको हमेशा इम्प्लीमेंट करना चाहिए। डेली काम शुरू करने के पहले एक बार ये जो पेप टॉक होता है, इससे लेबर्स जो है कम उनके दिमाग में ये स्ट्राइक करता है कि हाँ हम लोग जब एक ऊंची जगह पर काम करें, वर्किंग एट हाइट, इसमें क्या क्या सावधानी बरतना है जानते हैं। जैसे ही ये नज़र पड़े, ये मेरा कहना है, मैंने जो साइट पर हमेशा देखा है कि जो सेफ्टी गैजेट्स हैं, टोपी नहीं पहना रहता है, हैट नहीं है, सेफ्टी शू नहीं है, ये इस तरह की चीज़ें जब भी नज़र पड़े संग संग उसको बुला करके समझाना चाहिए कि देखिए ये तुम्हारी सेफ्टी के लिए, इससे तुम यदि कुछ इंजरी होता है तो इससे तुम्ही को नुकसान होगा। ये बात उन लोगों के दिमाग में यदि बार बार यदि बोला जाए तो आई थिंक वे लोग धीरे धीरे जो है लाइन इसको अपना ड्यूटी समझेंगे कि इसको करना हमारे लिए बेहतर है। दूसरी चीज़ एक जो नज़र आती है साइट पर, जो ड्यूरिंग नाइट आवर्स, जब लेबर जनरली जब काम नहीं होता है, उसके बाद में जब साइट जो है इसके मतलब साइट पर जो ज़्यादा एक्टिविटीज़ नहीं होते हैं जनरली रात पर, उस समय भी सेफ्टी की ज़रूरत इवन दिन के समय जो उससे ज़्यादा होता है, क्योंकि बहुत सारा हम लोग रोड के किनारे काम कर रहे होते हैं। रेकलेस ड्राइविंग एक जिसको कि जो कि हमारे कंट्रोल में नहीं है, इन सब चीज़ों को कंट्रोल करने के लिए जो है जो सिस्टम जो हम लोग के एसएससी मैनुअल में जो लिखा हुआ है, जैसे इल्यूमिनेटिंग टेप रहना चाहिए और सफिशिएंट लाइट रहना चाहिए एडिक्वेटली, जो गाड़ी चला रहे हैं उनके गाइडेंस के लिए, ये सब चीज़ छोटी छोटी चीज़ें हैं जो कि सबको इसके लिए बहुत बड़ा सेफ्टी एक्सपर्ट होने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। इस चीज़ को ध्यान में रखते हुए काम करना चाहिए सो दैट कोई अनवांटेड इंसिडेंट ना हो, क्योंकि इंसिडेंट हो जाने के बाद पछताने से कोई लाभ नहीं है। इसको पहले ही हम लोग इसको कवर अप कर सकते हैं। अभी बहुत सारे प्रेजेंटेशन होने हैं, जो एक्सपर्ट्स हैं वो डिफरेंट इश्यूज़ में इलेक्ट्रिकल, एस&टी और सिविल से भी अभी देंगे। मैं उन लोगों को मैं अपना वक्तव्य समाप्त करता हूं और उन लोगों को एक एक करके अपना प्रेजेंटेशन देने का अनुरोध करता हूं। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Now we'll have the lamp lighting ceremony. May I request CPM sir, Prasad sir, Debashish Pal sir, Pashuram sir and Kedia sir to come to the stage for the ceremony, and then we'll continue with our presentations.
शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः। शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः। शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते, दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते। शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः। दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म, दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः, दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म, दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः। दीपो हरतु मे पापम्, सन्ध्यादीपनमोऽस्तु ते। शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यम्।
Now we will have our presentations started. The first presentation will be by Sri Vipin Kumar, CPM-Kolkata-RVNL.
ये यहाँ क्यों नहीं आ रहा है प्रेजेंटेशन? इसको यहाँ लेना है ना? See, we have already spoken about safety. Safety is every day's task. Safety is a habit. So you will find many presentations on this. It has been spoken about many times. It is our duty, again I am reiterating, that we take today whatever we learn and disseminate to the lowest worker that we work with, so that this knowledge impermeates to the lowest level and that culture of safety is maintained. So you have to search for the hazards when what should we do when we are at site. Suppose if I am there at a tunnel site, or if I am there at Kona site where the girder is to be launched. So we have to see what work we are going to do, what are the potential hazards that can happen, what is the risk that happen, What are the causes that that contribute to this risk and hazard, how we can eliminate it, and how we tell others that we stay safe. This is the basic philosophy, and in this, how do we convert this philosophy into action? Just like we mentioned checklist, having a system of checklist, we have a system of various trainings that we will just cover, having a system of PP, that is first you have to protect yourself, the worker, you have to tell the worker that first you have to protect yourself, then only you will be able to do a better job, and then only you will be able to produce good work. For example, safety first. When you begin with safety first, your own safety and the safety of the worker is first. So, as Mr. Bimal was saying, that people are not wearing helmets and boots or jackets, that is there. We have contractors from L&T to small contractors also. So I will tell you from the field experience that instead of giving you theoretical, sermons, let us talk practically what we see every day. Yes, on these front, we can say that in general sites of L&T, we see that yes, people are wearing safety helmets, safety boots. They are on this front, L&T is maintaining. But here it is a matter of concern to other contractors. We have often seen that in, say, GPT site. So when I'm talking, the Kona people are available. The Majerhat Mominpur team is available here. So you have to ensure that it is not only L&T who follows it. All other contractors have to follow it. It is non-negotiable. And once you say that it is non-negotiable, they will start wearing it. They will start using it. So you have to first bring it into your own mind that without this, the work will not start. I will not issue permit to work. The PTW, etc., is not to be issued that unless this is complied. So if one thing that I want you to take away from today's presentation is that henceforth in any site, let us say in Technopolis site or Belia Ghata Barun Sen Gupta PD building work where it is going on, these things will not happen again. If it is ensured that this will not happen at Barun Sen Gupta and Belia Ghata, so then this seminar will become a success. But if after attending this seminar, do we have people from the Barun Sen Gupta and Belia Ghata site, Alam, etc., they are here? So you have to take this with you. You have to take this with you and ensure it doesn't happen again. Similarly, the protocols. For example, one thing that we will do today also, once we end these presentations, I would request that Sheikh Inayat and Mohsin is here, Sanjay is here. Please organize a oath taking ceremony today. All the people who are present here should also take an oath of safety. These are the various kind of trainings or the systems that we have inbuilt in our system. It is there in the SHE manual of RVNL. It is also there in the underground, in any tender document it is there. Whenever you have whenever you are having a new person coming in, you have a system. For example, if I'm talking about the UG contract, if he comes, he takes a safety oath, it is okay. Then there is an induction training which you call the 96-hour training in the parlance of underground training. So this 96-hour training is to be done. Yes, there are qualified trainers who are there who give, but from the contract management where RVNL people and where our GC people have to be vigilant is the attrition rate. That there are laborers, you train them, then they leave. Then the fresh workers come in. And that is when you lose track of there is a tendency of losing track that yes, there are so many new workers who are not trained in 96 hours. And it has come to me in the L&T, in the MPR itself has written that these many people are not having 96 hours training. So we have a zero tolerance policy on that, as Deputy PD has also said. And now on this issue, let there be no dispute between the contractor and the employer, because safety is for everyone. We all know that if anything unsafe happens, then under what kind of pressure even the contractor comes, and it's a harassment to the contractor as well as an employer. So let us avoid that. Let us work with our head held high. Then we have this job-specific training. It is there, as you can see, from safety oath to 96 hours to job-specific or what you call the role training. For example, for the riggers, the electricians, the operators, etc. You have the defensive training to the drivers, for example, your TM drivers, etc. And this toolbox talks, the most important, I would say, because in the toolbox talks, when all the workers gather, that is the time when do you tell them three things. That what is the kind of work that we are going to do today, so they know what they have to do today, what is the kind of risk that they can expect in today's work, and what are the steps they need to take so that that risk is avoided. So, and that is the time when all the basic things can be iterated and reiterated again and again, so that this safety becomes a culture. Again, I am saying safety has to be, unless it comes in your behavior and in the culture, then there is no safety. That is, if we have to bring it within ourselves, in our habit system. Whenever a new worker is coming, the most risk is, since you have so much of work is being done, there are so many million man hours that have been done, but where is the shortcut? We have to find the lacuna of the shortcuts in the system. So normally what happens if a new worker comes, and if there is an unidentified worker, and it happens at many sites. So which means maybe, yesterday some workers have left, so a job was to be done, some concreting was to be done today. So 5 new workers have been brought to site suddenly, and they've been asked to do the concreting. Now they have not been trained on anything, and they are directly there. They don't even have the photo ID. So at least if you have this system of maintaining this photo ID, which is there, and during the checks, it has been found that there are 5 people at Victoria site who were not matching with the entry that on the random check. So it has to be done at all sites that all workers are the one who have this ID card, and their SHE induction training is done. Our RVNL people, whenever we are going to site, we must ensure and check this. This is one of the checkpoints that we should do. We have a system, it is there in the, again the contracts, all these are laid down. I have made a checklist also, there it is there in this presentation, you can see. We have the daily checks, we have the weekly checks and the monthly audit. In the daily checks, you have to see the PPE compliance, we have already discussed, the tools and tackles, the access and egress, the walkways, escape routes, etc., and the housekeeping. Housekeeping is very, very important to safety. It is normally neglected, the most neglected things. I mean, there is daily there are photos that the housekeeping in the tunnel is not proper. There are so many equipments, material lying, etc. They become the potential hazard for risk, etc. In the weekly checks, you have to do the checks on the scaffolding, the lifting gears, the electrical part, and the fire safety. And then you already have this MARS system, the monthly audit. In L&T contract, we are doing the MARS monthly audit rating score. So there it is seen that the MARS score, but see, it is not the number itself that today we have scored 80% or 90%. Again, the purpose is that whatever deficiencies, why we are not 100%, what deficiencies we have seen, those have to be complied before the next, MARS audit. This we have already discussed, the safety tool, the toolbox talks, role training and 96-hour training. See, again, we are making a structure whose life is 120 years. So these structures are going to last much beyond than we last actually. So just like if you were to compare, between men and structures, if you have a good physique, you have regular checkups, for your own health you are doing regular checkups. You have a preventive measures and medicines, and if you follow these the proper, and if you get some problem, then you go for a proper timely cure and restoration. If you, with a combination of these, leads to a long healthy life. Similarly, for structures, you have to have a good construction, regular inspection, the preventive measures and properly and timely repair. They will lead to a long life and safe strain operation. That is very, very important. Again, you must have seen this photo a million number of times, and everybody shows this photo. It is available in the internet, in WhatsApp, everybody. But then this is the basics. If you see this photo, then why at so many sites these things are not being followed? And if this is not being followed, then yes, it is a shortfall on our part. So let us, again I'm repeating myself, make sure that henceforth, at least this is the basic thing, one slide, let us commit ourselves that we will not let this happen again at our site. Working at height, there are so many times, I mean, when the launching shaft was under construction, then when the Victoria excavation is there are a number of, WhatsApp, you will see that GC is writing that people are standing on the strut and waller, and they are not wearing the, these safety belts, etc. So even if one person falls, I mean, yes, 10 people might have walked and they have walked safely, but if one person falls, it is going to be fatal. So these instructions are already in place. It is the lack of implementation of this instruction, and as DP sir said, everybody, sabhi log ज्ञान का कमी नहीं है, सब कुछ contract में लिखा हुआ, but this is not being done. And one of the major reasons is that, see, no company is doing the work on their own. It is not the L&T workers, they are also subcontracting, and subcontractor is not that bothered. So therefore, as per the SHE, it is very, very important that the RVNL people, the GC people, when they go at site, they see these kind of discrepancies, counsel them once, counsel them twice. If not, then you impose penalty also if required. But these things are not tolerable, they are non-negotiable. There are very, very severe and harsh punishments prescribed in the contract document. If despite repeated reminders, the people are not able to, not ready to improve, then we should not hesitate from imposing these penalties. Again, I guess, as I said, penalty is not the first option. Counsel them, and whole seminar. Now, this seminar is one of the first, top things that we are guiding you, we are telling you, read the contract document, follow it, please ensure, please deploy SHE personnel who are there in the written in the contract document, qualified, get their CVs approved. But if despite our number of efforts, if no improvement is observed, but then there is no remedy left to the employer and engineer but to invoke those punitive provisions. The ladder protocol, once we had gone and seen that there is a staircase at the launching shaft, and there was a green tag there, but no inspection was done. Or it has also been seen that the green tag is there, but it is overdue for inspection. So these are the things that you have to check daily and weekly as per the schedule. There are daily checks and weekly checks. Kindly ensure that they are done. This is the emergency preparedness and reporting, the monthly mock drills, the first aid and the CPR, the trainings, that is being done. But it has to be done at all sites. It is not that we are doing it on only one site. Near miss reporting is very, very important. I repeat, kindly do not hide near miss reporting. If we have a system, I have no hesitation in saying that we had one bad incident at the launching shaft. If that incident has happened, then that means with, all the safety people know that for every one fatal incident, there were 29, miss cases and maybe 300 near miss cases. So these missed and near miss cases, are, being not reported, they are being avoided. It is not good. You cannot have one fatal accident without misses and near misses. So again, it becomes the duty of the engineer and the RVNL site engineers that at all sites, if these happen, they should be reported, they should be analyzed, and we should ensure that they do not happen again. So that will prevent the fatal ones, the major injury at least. Lifting operations, we are at both in Kona Expressway and in the underground. We are lifting very, very heavy loads. In Kona Expressway, we are to launch 1,000 girders. Each girder is weighing approximately 100 tons to 80 tons. So handling that much of load with cranes and in the busy Kona Expressway is very serious. Kindly do not ignore. Just because nothing has happened does not mean you should ignore these things. And they are all written in the SHE manual. The audit compliance and health, the SHE audits and occupational health, legal penalties, this I have already explained what happens. But again I am saying, unless we follow it in a spirit, then it will remain only those files. Those audits will keep happening 1 month after another. You will get the reports, you will submit, but all that would be on just pen and paper. If you really want to improve safety at site, use this as the indicators, and whatever we are explaining, whatever I have mentioned so far, kindly just implement that at site. The first few weeks when you start a new infrastructure, any work site, when it starts, the first few weeks are generally the most dangerous. The accidents are very, very frequent if you analyze at the end of the day, and especially during night time, as Mr. Bimal Prasad was also saying. That is when the workers become lethargic, where they are in a hurry to go home. So we have to be very, very careful on that. The construction over busy roads. Day before yesterday only we saw that in Kona Expressway one pile cap excavation was going on without proper shoring. So it is, I mean, yes, our people did good work that they pointed out immediately and they stopped the work. But the point is, we should not even reach to that stage. It's a basic thing, yes, that if on a busy road the excavation was to be done, then shoring should have been ensured first. The safety, again, the PPE equipments we have already highlighted here. This is how it should be. This is the safety. In the safety seminar, if you see, we should not be all be telling all goody things that yes, everything is fine in my site, etc. We have held a night safety seminar. I think that is the biggest failure in a safety seminar when we say that everything is safe at my site. It cannot be. So let us, if you really want to improve safety, let us be honest. Yes, these are the failures, these are the shortcomings in my site, and this is my action plan to improve them. So from here, for example, I will show you. These are, of course, the safety measures taken. These are the safety rescue and CPR tests that are being done. These are some of the good works done. All others who are not doing these kind of things learn from this slide, and they should replicate in their sites also. This is the safety measures being taken at site, the inspections at site. I have already instructed all my site engineers to spend minimum 3 to 4 days at site and see only safety and nothing more. Because as our director sir also keeps telling regularly that if there is some problem on quality, it can be rectified. If there is no progress, if there is a problem in progress, yes, with the time we can make up. If there is no billing, yes, turnover is less, we can make up. But in safety, if there is a fatal case, we cannot bring back the person. That is the biggest difference. You ultimately see all projects get completed. But at the end of the project, when it is completed, if there is a project completed with full safety, without any fatal accident, versus a project where you complete with these kind of incidences, you know, at the end, what project would be more satisfying? It is better to be, you know, a few months late than having these kind of instances. Anybody would choose that. Nobody wants these kind of incidents happen. Yet it has happened. So it is big time for us to think, you know, introspect and improve the system. So you see here, for example, these are safety precautions that are taken. This is the plant and machinery. I have asked Mr. Manish to specifically speak on plant and machinery, so I will skip that. These are the, for example, the checks. What are the checks? If you see these, we have the checklist. These are to be checked daily. I mean, if you see, for example, the gas cutting set, the welding machine, the cranes, the gantry, the bar bending, and the cutting machine. So these are the ones which are to be checked daily. Then you have certain weekly checks, for example, the earth pit, the RCCB, the barricade boards, fire extinguishers. Then you have something which is to be checked monthly. So with this checklist is there, so everyone who goes to a site, suppose you are going to Victoria Station or you are going to the launching shaft, first, this is the first thing you should see. First you see whether it is the quantity, that is whether the schedule of inspection is being maintained or not, and then do random checks. And if, for example, my deputy manager has gone there, so I would request him to check how the PP kit, how the handheld power tools have been checked, how the batching plant has been checked. So the quality of inspection should also be checked later, so that if you find that any shortcoming in the quality of inspection, that can be improved. These are the safety measures you have recorded, the work permit sites. These are some of the good things that we have done. So I'm not saying that we have done nothing. It cannot be. Had we not done anything, we wouldn't be here. So we have come a lot far, but our target is very, very stiff. We have to have zero accidents, zero tolerance on accidents, zero tolerance on safety. I will show you one small presentation. I'll skip this because I've asked Sheikh Inayat and Mohsen to present these things. I will, Arnab, the second one. We are doing, because in this part of presentation I focused mainly more on the underground and elevated metro, but it is equally important that the safety at Kona site also. should be, monitored all the time. We cannot be relaxed. So you see, this is what is being handled now. Today, some people are there in Kona. Tomorrow, others may be transferred in that project. It is very, in this lifting of eye girders can be very, very tricky. I believe, launching by this segmental method is easier than launching of eye girders. These eye girders, and especially when the first eye girder is launched, it doesn't have much of a support. So while lifting the entire process from transportation of the eye girder from the casting yard to the work site itself is a very tricky thing. The arrangements of securing it in the puller or the trailer that we have should be robust. There is a checklist that you have to see that when the girder is transported from the So this is like for you are transporting the girder. So the girder itself, the base, when you where the bearing is to be seated, sometimes there can be very loose concrete. So by a mallet, by the hammer, you have to check any loosening of the concrete, because if you bring to the side, then there is no point in returning back. Or normally, if you have not checked it in casting yard, you will never check it, and you will just raise the girder like that only. That is the first check you should do. Then the eye girder, as I was explaining in the puller, this locking arrangement is very, very important, because when you are transporting it, forget, because if during lifting, if anything happens, it will happen at your work site, which is barricaded. But if you are transporting it this way, and if anything happens, then the entire Kona Expressway or wherever you are transporting, that entire thing would be blocked. And these are not light girders where you will be able to remove, in a few, it might take a lot of time. It will take hours together to remove this. You will have to bring a crane. The crane would come there, propping, counterweight, lifting, removal. It will be huge embarrassment and huge problem for the public at large. So this is not, this is no less an important activity than lifting the girder itself. So while transporting, one has to be very, very careful. This is an item in the checklist, and the in charge of the site should ensure that this safety, before the girder movement starts, this safety checklist is filled and put on the WhatsApp so that it is ensured that somebody has checked it there. What is the problem here? So these are the checklists, and then the toolbox talks. Again, the importance of toolbox talks cannot be understated. The way we have it in underground, it has to be done at all sites. Because you might be lifting a girder, by different means. You may be lifting a girder using the two cranes. You may be lifting the girder by lifting beam, or in Kona, as we are now going to do, lift the girder and then you side slew it. So the workers who are engaged, they have to be daily told as to what is being done and what are the hazards that they can expect. These are the checklists there, but then filling of these checklists should not be mechanical. Just because you have been careful in the first 2, 3, 5 girders, 5 spans, and then since you have to do 1000 girders, so let the person not feel mechanical. The importance of the degree of importance that you gave to this checklist while launching the first girder should remain the same till the last girder is launched. And if you see in Kerala, this last year only, when eye girder case happened, so the contractor had come and he was telling me that this was out of 1200 girder, that was the 998th girder. So they had launched 997 girders successfully by the same method, but it happened at the 998th. I was discussing with Mohsin, and he was also telling, he said, this kind of incident was such a freak accident, it has never happened in my service life. So it can happen to the best of us, and that is why we have to be, the degree of importance that we give to safety or our work site on day one should be the continue till we leave this site. There is some problem here. Hey, it's not moving. आगे नहीं जा रहा, खत्म हो गया क्या? एक सेकेंड, ये आप यहाँ पर हो ना, ये देखो आप इस स्लाइड पे हो, ये स्लाइड है, ये स्लाइड नहीं आ रही है, मूव नहीं कर रहा, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड पे नहीं जा रहा हूँ. क्या प्रॉब्लम है इसमें? This is very, very important. Again, reiterating, whenever we have to launch a girder, the positioning of the crane is very important. This is to be verified at least 1 day before. It is seen that sometimes the position where the crane is to be placed, that ground is loose, it is not solid ground. So this should not happen that while we are supposed to launch today at 10 a.m. and at 9 a.m. somebody goes and sees that now the ground is loose. In that case, if that is the attitude, then 99% because of the work pressure, he will take that chance, he will put the crane on the loose soil itself and try to lift the girder, and that is when it happens. So it is to be in our habit that if I am to launch any span tomorrow or day after tomorrow, then today itself we should go mark the location of the crane, check the ground conditions, so that crane is placed at that position only, and basic things, basic calculation, that what is the load to be lifted, the capacity of the crane for that radius, and the factor of safety minimum 75% has to be ensured. Then only the lifting operation should be planned. This is important, that the sequence of lifting of girder, for example in a metro viaduct, it should be known to everyone that if there are 4 girders to be launched, then if we are doing from one side, then first G2 will be launched, then G1, you take the crane to the other side, G3 is to be launched, and then G4 is to be launched. And when you launch the first girder, that is a single girder, so the support is very less, so it has to be tied by a turnbuckle on second, and then there are cross frames there. This entire sequence has to be mentioned in a drawing. It has to be mentioned in the method statement. In the drawing and the method statement, it should be vetted and approved by the designer. Tomorrow or day after, we might take up in a side slowing in the Kona Expressway, and we have been very, very critical and categorical about it, that drawing and method statement is to be approved by the designer, and then it should be approved by either Jadavpur University or by the authority engineer. This is the sequence of the eye girder erection. You erect the first one. This is at the first stage, you're seeing the turnbuckle, and then when you erect the second girder, then the cross frame as per the approved drawing are fixed, and that is how the girder is secured. And when the entire lifting operation is complete, the girders have been launched, then the site engineer has to satisfy himself and give a block cancellation and safety certificate that yes, whatever I have launched is totally safe, the work site is safe, it can be closed. This is how it is there, and this is to be followed till the last girder is launched. And similarly, I mean, I can go on, there will be, it will be covered by subsequent speakers also. The importance of launching while the segmental construction, there we are at the fag end, only 12 more spans are to be done, and other things to be covered. Thank you. That is all from my side, and I would request now Sheikh Inayat, you can be the next speaker, and then as you can continue as it is.
Good morning, everyone. I am Sheikh Inayatul Ghaus, safety expert. Welcome to the seminar on workplace safety. Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to present on this vital topic. Respected CPM sir, GGM sir, PD sir, all senior staff of RVNL, fellow engineers and colleagues, my heartfelt greeting to to you all. With that, I begin the presentation on the safety health pledge. On this day, I solemnly affirm that I will rededicate myself to the ये सब सामने आ जाइए और अपना राइट हैंड सामने कर लीजिए. On this day, I solemnly affirm that I will rededicate myself to the cause of safety, health and protection of environment. I will do my best to observe all the safety rules, regulation, procedures and develop positive attitude and habits conducive to achieving this objective. Okay. On this day, I solemnly affirm that I will rededicate myself to the cause of safety, health and the protection of environment. I will do my best to observe all the regulation, procedure and develop positive attitudes and habits conducive for achieving this objective. Jai Suraksha, safety first. The National Safety Month, today 4th March 2026, in the heart of National Safety Month, we honored the Diamond Jubilee 60 years of National Safety Awareness Campaign by the National Safety Council of India. Fresh from National Safety Week, this year theme, engage, educate and empower people to enhance safety. Resonate deeply in our Kolkata Metro, 6-lane elevated Kona Expressway side and other side. Aimed heavy crane operation, elevated roadways, tunneling and excavation risk. Safety is not merry rules, it's us building a culture where everyone return home safe to their families. National Safety Week celebrated at our project site. Is the photos. The main reason of safety lapses, unsafe act and unsafe conditions drive most workplace incident, with site safety inspection crucial role for spotting hazard, risk and enabling immediate corrective action to prevent mishaps. These are the safety lapses which we are identified during the inspection of site inspection. unsafe working platform, the scaffolding platform lack proper staging arrangement, including inadequate support, absence of suitable working platform, and missing guardrails. The undetermines worker safety when operating at height. The second one is insufficient lighting and reflecting materials. And the third one is high risk unsafe work at height. Worker carried out at approximately 24-meter height without any fall protection system, safety harness and guardrail system, and safety net for protecting the man and material. The safety lapses are unsafe access where using wooden plank, no guardrail system poses very unsafe. Unsafe working at height poses high risk activity due to non-standard scaffolding using wooden plank, no guardrail system used. Huge scaffolding without inspection due to no maintenance of scaffolding checklist or inspection tagging poses hazardous situation. Unsafe due to the opening near the slab, critical fall hazard identified and immediately barricade required to reduce the risk of falling hazard. Opening at material disposal tunnel, top fall hazard, no hard barricaded and danger sign provided. Unsafe due to work on G-grid beams without harness, lifeline, chances of falling from height. Scaffolding for rebar concreting, unsafe due to non-standard platform, no guardrail access and tagging system provided. Unsafe electrical connection due to unstayed ELCB, RCCB, earthquake, no checklist and tagging system implemented. C hierarchy from policy to procedure. C policy means why. High level declaration of commitment to safety from top leadership. Policy scope, weird and fundamental applies to the entire organization, setting vision, values and overall objectives. C plan, the what, translate policies vision into an actionable strategy with specific goals and objectives tailored to project or departments, detailing risk control, resource and timelines. The C procedures, the how, provides detailed step-by-step instructions on how to perform specific tasks. Procedures in practice concludes documents like standard operating procedures, SOPs, risk assessment and method statements, etc. Hierarchy of risk control. The hierarchy of risk control is priority system for managing workplace hazards, starting with the most effective method like elimination, physically remove the hazard, substitution, replace the hazard with safer option, engineering control, isolate the people from the hazard, administrative control, change the way of people work, and personal protective equipment, protect the worker with barriers. Key golden safety rules for RVNL PIU Kolkata project: comply with the law, standard and procedures, intervenes on unsafe or non-compliant action, respect our behavior, respect an enabler for compliance and intervention. This is the key life-saving rules for RVNL PIU Kolkata project. Stop work authority. Every worker has to right and duty to stop work if they identify an unsafe situation. Work permit system, no high risk work, hot work, excavation, working at height, erection work or confined space may proceed without a valid approved permit. Fall protection, use full body safety harness and approved inspected scaffolding or MEWPs for all work at height above 1.8 meter to 2 meter. Confined space entry, test confined space for toxic gases, obtain authorization and ensure continuous monitoring by a dedicated attendant. Lifting operation, never walk or stand under a suspended load. All lifting operation must be planned and supervised by competent person. Isolation, logout, tagout, LOTO. De-energized and lock out all electrical and mechanical equipment before maintenance. Excavation safety, install barriers, barricades, ensure soil stabilization to prevent collapse and keep machinery at a safe distance. Personal protective equipment, always wear mandatory PPE including helmet, high visibility vest and safety shoes. Line of fire, stay out of the direct path of moving machinery, vehicle and potential falling object. Driving safety, wear seat belt, obey speed limit and avoid using phones while driving in project areas. Management of change, access and authorize any changes of procedures, equipment or personnel. Incident reporting, immediately report all injuries, near miss and incidents. Workplace safety practice, small action, big protection. Follow SOP's method statement, do the job the right way every time. Wear PPE properly, your last line of defense, use it correctly. Keep work areas clean, good housekeeping. Fewer accidents, report hazard immediately, don't ignore unsafe act and unsafe conditions. Stay alert, avoid distraction, focus, save lives. Check tool before use, a quick inspection prevent breakdowns and injuries. Join safety training and drills, prepared teams respond better in emergencies. Use stop work authorities. If it is unsafe, then stop immediately. Follow LOTO, PTW and safety rules. Controls exist to protect you. Lead by example, safety start with me. Behavior-based safety is an important part. Behavior-based, why unsafe behavior leads to accident? Safety is built through behavior, not just rules. Most workplace have safety rules, yet accidents still happen. The reason safety fails when behavior does not match knowledge. One slip may not cause an accident, but repeating it will. Safe behavior workers even when it's boring. Wear PPE every time, follow permit and procedure, ask when ensure, stop unsafe act respectfully. Unsafe act must be respectfully. Common unsafe behavior, stop at work, helmet hanging not on, gloves removed for quick jobs, electrical work without isolation testing, harness ignored for heights. One slip may not cause an accident, but repeating it will. Safety culture begins with everyday actions. Behavior spread more than safety signs. Ignoring the procedures, unsafe act and unsafe condition, follow PTW and procedure, ask when unsure, stop unsafe act respectfully. RVNL PIU Kolkata ISO achievement. RVNL PIU Kolkata exemplifies international excellence by securing and maintaining ISO 9001 quality management system, ISO 45001 occupational health and safety management system, and ISO 14001 environment management system. This ensures seamless IMS integration across metro project. This triple certification milestone reflect our leadership in sustainable infrastructure, driving zero harm, pollution prevention and quality driven success. This is our good practice at site which we are following. Induction training for new worker. This is the health checkup camp. Daily toolbox talk. Following point including during of toolbox talk. Firstly, check all worker should be in full PPE. Discussion on relevant job, its hazard and prevention measure. Discussion on near miss, first aid case and accident happened in past and preventive measures. Check all tools and tackles before engage at work. Ensure permit to work system is issued for the job. The job-specific training. Fire Service Day Awareness and Demonstration Training Program was conducted at all project site. Road Safety Awareness and Workshop. Emergency Preparedness Mock Drill. Basic Life Support Training Session. World Environment Day Celebration and Tree Plantation Drive. This is the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. A Good Safety Initiative. An IR station has been installed for chemical handling area. Good initiative. The skip top ladder door and skip lock pin safety limit switch have been installed along with a plant running alarm and a skip limit switch activation alarm. This is a good initiative. Environmental good practice and initiative. Water sprinkling for dust suppression and mosquito treatment. Good practice. Illumination monitoring. Rope light, the barricade board provided with rope light. The RCCB test conducted monthly basis. Alcohol monitoring conducted on daily basis. This is a joint safety project safety committee meeting. Why safety is everyone's responsibility, not just the safety professional. As a safety professional, our role is to create a safe work environment, but true workplace safety is not a one person's job, it's a team effort. When every worker, supervisor and leader takes ownership of safety, we reduce the risk and build a culture where everyone look out for one another. 3 simple ways everyone can contribute to safety. Speak up if you see an unsafe act or condition. Follow safety protocol, no matter how routine the task. Encourage a safety culture where reporting hazard is valued, not ignored. Safety is not just about rules, it's about protecting lives. Let's work together to make safety a priority every day. We can easily purchase a machine machine part from the market, but not a body part of human. Work together for safety. It is everybody's responsibility, but first it is my responsibility. Thank you. Think safe, be safe.
Good afternoon, all of you. Myself is Mohsin Anwar Naqvi. I am from L&T. I have 27 years of experience in construction safety and underground metro, NATAM, tunnel, oil and gas. And I thank to CPM sir to giving me this opportunity to present my skills here. Thank you, sir. Safety metro in construction site. First we start from hazard versus risk. What is hazard? Source, situation or act with a potential for a harm in terms of human injury, ill health and combination of both. What is risk? Combination of the likelihood of an occurrence of a hazard, event or exposure and the severity of injury or ill health that can cause by the event of exposure. You can see here, so what is the hazard? What is the hazard? Wild tiger. Risk, eaten. Controls, no. There is no control here. Risk level, high. The second picture is showing hazard is same, wild tiger, risk, eaten, control, locked in cage. Risk level, we reduce risk level. Go now to low level. Now again we do this exercise. So can we identify source, situation or act, risk or risk level? Can anybody raise hand? Okay, what is the source, situation and act? Anybody can say? Except safety. Risk level, risk, hazard, falling material, source, open manhole, situation, reading newspaper while walking, act. So we need to control this type of situation at our site. This is the only example. So risk level, head injury, fall into opening leading or to injury. Risk level is high. There are the class 1 risk activities at our site: working at height, working against to optional facility, vehicle, plant and equipment, working over the adjacent to water, excavation, emergency outbreak, and activity during the after emergency tunnel, temporary work frame form, cranes and lifting, precast element, lifting, piling, hot work and fire, working in confined space, working with electricity, handling and storage of explosive, flammable and hazardous substance, working and around on underground and overhead services, working adjacent to or near public area. How we control this hazard and activity? There is a hierarchy of control is here. The first one is elimination, substitution, engineering control, administrative control, and PPEs. Elimination, we should remove the hazard. Substitution, replace the hazard. Engineering control, isolation pupil from the hazard. Administrative control, change the way pupil work. And last one is PPEs. What we are doing? First we take last one. कि sir PPEs तो provide कर दिया उसको. We should start from first. Eliminate the hazard. If not, we will check substitution, replace. Before we use first generation Hydra. After some accident, we replace him, second generation and third generation Hydra. The first generation Hydra is completely banned in metro project. Engineering control, we provide railings, RCCB, etc. Administrative control, toolbox stock, training, permit to work, mock drills. These are the administrative control. Last one is when we provide all things. After that, we should provide PPEs. PP is not a first control, PP is a last control. These are the housekeeping requirement, how we do at site, what is wrong and what is right. Flammable chemicals and gas cylinder must be stored safely. Unused cable, steel scrap, wooden scrap, empty drums and combustible material, packing material must be removed to identify area. Empty cement bags and packing material must be properly stacked and cleared. Contractor must ensure all subcontractors follow housekeeping requirement. Housekeeping ensure a clean, waste-free environment and act as a first line of the defense against the accident. The housekeeping is a key of safety. We can save 70% of accident at site if we are doing good housekeeping. In every accident, if we investigate, there is a role, major role of housekeeping also available in the cause. Improper housekeeping is a primary hazard At construction site, responsibility of all site personnel, line manager must demonstrate continuous commitment regarding housekeeping, general housekeeping to be ensured at work site, construction depots, batching plants, labor, etc. Adequate time and manpower must be assigned for maintaining good housekeeping. These are segregate waste material container to be provided and regular clean, safe and orderly stack and material at storage area is essential. Truck carrying load material must be covered. Tire washing required to prevent spillage. Keep stairway, passageway, gangway, emergency exit obstruction and safe. Lumber with protruding nail must be fixed or removed. Material should be properly stacked. No water logging or bentonite spillage on road, penalty may be applied. These are the working at height requirement. Work at height includes any activity where a person could fall and be injured. Elevated platform, scaffolding, viaduct, station, roofs, launching girder, etc. Major risks including fall from height, fall from height, unstable work platform, falling object, equipment, failure and poor housekeeping. Use only certified access equipment, scaffolding, mobile elevator and platform, ladder and temporary walkway. Ensure scaffolding are erected, inspected and tagged by competent and certified person. Mandatory use of fall protection, full body harness, double lanyard with shock absorber, lifeline and anchor point tested and approved. Implement edge protection, guardrail, toe board, barricading and safety net in high risk zone. Maintain clear communication between ground team and worker at height. Use radio flagman when required. Ensure tools and materials are secure using lanyard, prevent dropping hazard. Weather checks are essential. Stop work during strong wind, heavy rain, low visibility or lightning. Provide regular training and competence check for workers on fall protection, rescue planning and emergency response. Keep walkway free of slip, trip, maintain proper illumination for night shift work, emergency rescue plan, be prepared, practice and available at site. Regular inspection of PPEs, platform, anchorage system and equipment before each shift. Lifting appliances and gear, these are the requirement. Lifting appliances including cranes, hose, chain, block, winches, forklift and other mechanical lifting devices. Lifting gears include ceiling, shackles, hook, deshackle, eye bolt, wire rope and lifting beams. Use only certified and load tested lifting appliances and gear with the color coding. Ensure safe working load is clearly marked and never exceed. Pre-use inspection is mandatory. Check for wear damage, deformation, corrosion, broken strands and cracks. All lifting operation must be planned by competent and certified lifting supervisor, engineer. Use proper rated ceiling and follow correct ceiling angle to avoid overload. Ensure crane outrigger are fully deployed on firm and level ground with mats or cribbing. Avoid lifting overworking. Established exclusion zone with barricading and signage. Rigger and crane operator must be trained, certified and authorized. Use tag lines to control load and prevent swing. Ensure proper communication. Use hand signal or radio coordination. Conduct a toolbox talk before every lift, especially for critical and heavy lift. Maintain lifting register, test certificate and inspection record at site. Stop lifting operation during high wind, heavy rain, lightning or poor visibility. Launching observation. Launching involves lifting position and placing precast segment and girder using launching girder, cranes or strain jacks. Only trained and competent authority personnel must be involved in launching activity. Pre-launching inspection of launching girder, crane and lifting gear, pins, rollers and hydraulic system are mandatory. Ensure stability of pier caps, bearing temporary supports and staging before start of the launch. Prepare a detailed launching method statement and get it approved by the engineer and safety teams. Establish exclusion zone, no unauthorized movement below or near launching area. Maintain proper communication between the launching supervisor, rigger and operator and ground team. Verify SWL of all lifting equipment and avoid overloading at any stage of launch. Conduct a trial lifts and alignment checks before moving segment girder into position. Ensure proper alignment, leveling and launching, looking a segment using shear, key bearing and stressing system. Use tagline, guide rope and alignment tools to control movement of load. Keep launching platform, walkway and girder surface free from slip trip hazard. Stop launching activity during the high wind, rain, lightning or poor visibility. Keep emergency rescue equipment and an evacuation plan ready at the launching site. Maintain daily inspection, logs and record all parameters including hydraulic pressure and alignment readings. Construction machinery requirement, only trained and authorized and certified operators must be used construction machinery. Daily pre-start inspection and mandatory. Check brake, hydraulics, light, alarm, tire, tracks, fuel and leaks. Established clear movement path and segregate pedestrian and machinery zone with barricade. Always use functional reverse alarm, beacons, horns and mirror camera for safe maneuvering. Use choke or wheel stopper when equipment is parked on gradients. No unauthorized riding on machinery. Operator cabin must remain closed during operation. Maintain safe distance from edge excavation, overhead power lines and unstable surface. Implement a spotter and banksman system for guide machinery in tight, light or congested area. Ensure proper illumination for night shift operation. Shut down machinery during adverse weather, heavy rain, lightning, strong wind or proper visibility. Emergency equipment, fire extinguisher, first aid box must be available inside or near the machinery. Tunneling, conduct throughout geotechnical investigation before tunneling begins. Ensure proper design and installation of ground support system, shotcrete, rock bolt, steel ribs or segment lining. Maintain continuous monitoring of ground movement, settlement and tunnel deformation. Provide adequate ventilation to control dust fumes and maintain safe oxygen level. Conduct atmospheric testing for gases, methane, carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfate before any during entry. Ensure proper illumination throughout the tunnel and emergency escape route. Maintain safe and clear access egress path with emergency signages. Implement strict control over machinery, include TBM, excavation, loaders and tunnel pumps. Manage water ingress using dewatering pump, drainage system and waterproofing. Use explosion-proof electric fitting and confined underground area. Enforce mandatory PPEs, helmet, high visibility vest, gloves, safety shoes and respirators. Conduct regular safety briefing and emergency drill specific to underground condition. Maintain fire fighting system, extinguisher, hydrants, hoses inside the tunnel. Established our robots communication system, radios, tunnel phones, alarm, etc. control transport and material and worker using design, pathway and traffic rules, have a train rescue team and emergency response plan available on site, monitor noise, vibration, ensure health surveillance and tunnel works. Excavation, these are the excavation requirements, conduct soil testing and classify soil type before starting any excavation work. Sir, खत्म होने वाला है. Regarding excavation, we have to identify first what is the soil condition. We identify what are the services available there. What is the method of excavation? We have to provide shoring, bracing. We have to provide safe access to the site. For site electricity, use certified electrician. Keeps cables elevated or buoyed because of if we are the cable routing is not good, so there is a chance of accident. Log out, during any maintenance, we have to do log out, tag out system. Ensure proper RCCB and ELCB provide for all electrical system. Keep electrical area dry and protected from the increase. We have to provide proper lighting at tunnel or working area. Welding and cutting, authorized welder should do welding and cutting, and all combustible material keep away from the welding area. Keep fire extinguisher and blankets nearby, secure the gas cylinder with upgrade and cap proper provided. Hand tools and power tools, all hand tools and power tools should be inspected by the competent authority and provide guard and safety switches, power tools and functional area. Avoid makeshift repair, replace defective, and use proper PPEs. Dangerous and harmful gases, we should check all dangerous and harmful gases, and proper ventilation should be there. For fire prevention, we provide fire extinguisher and fire points. Chemical handling, use MSDS and store chemical label and spill proof container. Use proper PPEs, gloves and chemical appliance. Work permit system, permit required for all tasks, height work and hot work, confined space and lifting area. Ensure all permit approved, documented and displayed at site. Conduct a checks and issue and closing permits. Personal protective equipment, this is the last control. So we have to provide mandatory PPEs, helmets, safety shoes and jacket, vest and gloves, glasses. And for task specific or job specific PPEs, we should provide. Ensure PPEs inspected and maintained and replaced when damaged. Batching plant and casting yard layout, maintain clear separation of material, store mixes zone and vehicle movement, ensure proper ventilation and dust control, regular inspection, mixer, conveyor, soil and trucks, provide safe walkway and emergency access route, keep chemical administered storage secure and labeled. Visitor to site, every visitor should be at site, should take visitor induction, provide appropriate PPEs, escort with visitor at all time, no equipment movement, restrict access at high risk zone. Thank you, sir.
Very good afternoon to everybody. Myself, Dorey K, Assistant Director Safety from Regional Laboratory Institute, Kolkata. The Regional Laboratory Institute is the sub-office of the DG Fastly, that is the Director General Factory Advice Service and Laboratory Institute. which comes under the Ministry of Labour and Employment, the Government of India. The Ministry of Labour and Employment is a responsible ministry for the labour matters. In the labour matters, all the framing of act and rules, amendments, and this introduction of the codes, everything is from the initiative of the Ministry of Labour and Employment. We are the training institute. We are conducting that 1-year diploma course, advanced diploma in industrial safety for the engineers, and 3 months associate fellow in industrial health for the medical doctors to become a factory medical officer in the factories. Apart from that, we are conducting the 3 days training program on safety and health, and we are doing the third-party safety audit as per the Indian standard 14489 of 2018 in the factories, ports, and construction sectors. And we are doing the risk assessment as of study, and we are doing the safety and health survey as per the direction from the government or ministry. So I have a very good opportunity to be present here. Thank you for the management to invite me to give a presentation on the WASH code. Nowadays, everybody is talking about the WASH code. Before 3 months, not bothered about. Now everybody is talking about WASH code. Why? Because government is going to implement from 1st April. I don't know whether it will be successful or not, but already government has given the deadline. From the 1st April onwards, we are going to implement the WASH code. Not only WASH code, all the 4 codes. You should know background about the 4 codes. What is the code? Why has introduced that the government has introduced the WASH code and other codes? I already told that the labor matters in our country, we have 29 labor laws. All the labor laws, if you see the labor laws, all trace back to the British era, like Mines Act, Factories Act, Plantation Act, Electricity Act. All the acts trace back to the British era. Some labor laws become the ineffective or the old one. So now government has taken initiative as a labor part of the labor reform, and as well as the recommendation from the second Labor Commission in 2002. That commission recommended that simplify this labor law and introduce 4 or 5 labor codes. As per this direction, and part of the present government, the initiative of the present government, they taken the initiative and they framed the 4 labor codes. One is a code on wages, code on social security, code on industrial relation, and code on occupational safety and health and working conditions. So these codes were actually, the law making is not a simple thing. It takes many steps and procedures. The parliamentary procedures we have to follow to frame any act and rules. Government itself, alone cannot decide about any act and rules. These are the parliament people are represented by the people. They have to consult with the people. It's a tripartite. Basically, employer, employees, and the government. All 3 are together work on the framing of any act and rules. So, in the code on wages, industrialization, social security, working conditions, they introduced in the 2019. First, they have to introduce the Lok Sabha. They have to pass in the Lok Sabha. They introduce the Rajya Sabha. That has to be passed in the Rajya Sabha. Then the matter has to be given to the Parliament Standing Committee. They have to give the recommendation. They will go around the country. They will take the feedback from the people, and then they will enact the act, that is the code. So finally, the government of India, that is the president, given the assent in the 2020, September 2020, for the WASH and working conditions. So the code on wages done in 2019, but other codes, the social security and relations also enacted in 2020. Once the president is given the assent, then only it is called as a notified. So the WASH code is basically why they were talking about WASH code means it is basically it's applicable to all the sectors. In our country, as on today, the safety health is applicable only in 4 major sectors. That is manufacturing and mines and dock work, that is the port sector, and then the building and other construction, that is the construction sector. So we have a Factories Act for the manufacturing sectors, for a Mines Act for the mines, and Dock Workers Act in 1986 for the port sector, and we have a Building and Other Construction Workers Act 1996 for the construction sectors. If you see, the latest one is the BOCW, Building and Other Construction Workers Act 1996. So before that, the safety and health in the construction sector is not bothered. Okay, government has introduced, that is framed the Building and Other Construction Act in only the 96 and then implemented. That is also, the authority is given to the op portion, that is the administrative part is given to the central government, and the safety and health part is given to the state government. Okay, so this is very difficult in implementing the BOCW Act and rules. Whereas concerned, the Factories Act is totally given to the state government for enforcement. And the DG firstly is the mandate. We are the administration of the Factories Act, as well as the administration of the Dock Workers Act 1986, and doing enforcement in the major port also. We are the inspectors when we posted in the major ports. So the wash code, why you talk about the wash code? That is only we have in the 4 sectors we have act and rules. Other sectors, people working in the other sectors, their safety and health welfare is not covered. Mainly the agriculture sector, IT sectors. Okay, the IT sectors, they are not that their safety and health and welfare is not covered by any other act and laws. That's why the government thought of introducing the Wash Code 2020. The Wash Code is applicable to all the sectors. It is applicable to all the sectors, not only for the factories, mines or ports or construction. It is applicable to all the sectors. So, keeping in view that, so that you can provide the safety and welfare to all the people. Basically, the safety and health, if you say the safety and health is your constitutional right, as per the Constitution of India, the safety and health of the workers is your right. So, who will provide that? That is the central government. The central government has to frame the act and rules applicable to all the sectors. This is one of the reasons to cover the safety and health in all the sectors. The WASH code, how it has come? There are 4 codes on the wages, industrial relations, social security, occupational safety and work conditions. Code of wages enacted in the 2019, and the rest codes are enacted in the 2020. These are procedures how they now code was enacted. They have to introduce in the Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, then matter has to be given to the Parliament Standing Committee. They have to give the feedback, that is with the recommendations, what are the deletion, additions. Then only that the code will be finalized. Once it is finalized, that the bill will be sent to the President to get the assent. Once the President gives the assent, that is called as a notified. So basically the WASH code, how it has WASH code comes. WASH code basically it is an amalgamation of 13 labor laws. Total 29 laws are there for the matters related to the safety and health. These are 13 labor laws. The main labor laws are there, which is dealing with the safety and health, is the Factories Act, Mines Act, Dock Workers Act, and Building and Construction Workers Act. But the rest act are partially discovering. We talk about the working conditions or the welfare of the people, not the safety and health. But government has decided to keep all these 13 labor laws combined together and make a code. So these are 13 labor laws. We can go through one by one. There is a Factories Act, Plantation Labor Act, basically to cover the plantation sector, Mines Act, Working Journalist and other Newspaper Act, and Working Journalist Act, Motor Transport Act, BD and Cigar Workers Act, Contract Labor Act. This is the main act. Contract Labor Act, the Sales Promotion Employees Act, Interstate Migrant Workmen Act, and the Scene Workers and Cinema Theatre Workers, Dock Workers Act, and Building and Construction. These are 13 labor laws were combined together and they framed the WASH code. Apart from not only these 13 areas, apart from that, they introduced in the WASH code, they introduced one term, it is called establishment. So now it's called as a factory, we call it a construction sector like that. Likewise, we call it they introduced a new term, the establishment. Establishment means wherever they are employing 10 or more workers. Okay, that is called establishment, that will be covered under this WASH code. Let it be in a restaurant, let it be hospital, let it be any workplace. Wherever 10 or more workers are employed, that will be called as that will be called as establishment, where all the provisions of the WASH code 2020 will be applicable. So that's why the government is introduced this code to provide safety and health welfare to all the sector people. You can imagine about that, sales boy or sales girl is working in a showroom, is standing for the long for 12 hours or 14 hours they're standing together. Okay, so you can imagine about that now, what is the pain. So you have to provide the welfare facilities like sitting places, and bathroom, latrine and all. So these are the provisions given in the WASH code for all the people to working in all the sectors. Basically, WASH code contains 14 chapters, and chapter 11 contains 8 parts and contains 3 schedules. Basically, it has 3 schedules. The first schedule is talking about the list of hazardous process industries, list of industries involving hazardous processes. There are 40 industries are there. And second schedule talking about the list of matters relating to the safety. And schedule 3 talks about that notified diseases. Because of your occupation, you may contact to the any occupational diseases. When you expose to any dust, you may have a pneumococcal. When you expose to the asbestos environment, that you may have a asbestos. Like that, there are 29 notified diseases are there that is given in the schedule 3. So what is the salient features of the WASH code? The provision of the WASH code apply to all the establishment having 10 or more workers. That is what is the establishment. Even now we will not talk about any factory or construction worker or mines or dock workers, any company. These all are called establishment. Including factory also is called establishment. So it is applicable to all the establishment wherever the 10 or more workers are employed. All the provisions given in this WASH code that must be provided by the employer. It will apply to all mines, docks, establishment carrying out any hazardous, life-threatening activity, regardless number of workers. So when any government, state government, the appropriate government, they may decide, irrespective of number of workers, it may be 9 or 5 or workers. If they decide that it is a factory, they will declare it as a factory. It will declare as an establishment. Certain provisions of the code, such as health and working condition, apply to all the employees. Employees include workers, all other persons earning wages for any work, including managerial, administrative, supervisory work. The safety and health and welfare, it is applicable to all the people, not only to the workers, it is all the people working in any organization. Occupational WASH code will also cover workers from the IT and service sector. Mainly the IT and service sector is also covered in the WASH code. Basically, I already told that the establishment. Okay, once you introduce this code, any company, any place, workplace, which is employing 10 or more workers, that has to be registered under this code as an establishment. As per this code, they have to give the all the employers have to provide the appointment letter on joining on job. Okay, and on the second feature is that annual health checkups, all the employees are eligible for the free medical checkup, irrespective of age. They are eligible for the free annual medical checkup. That has to be, the cost must be borne by the management. And employing women in all types of work in night shift. As per Factories Act, and if you see that the women workers in the night shift is not allowed. They are not allowed to work beyond 7 p.m. or before 6 a.m. They are not allowed to work in the factories. But with this code, their women are allowed to work in a night shift. They can also do the night shift, but provided subject to some conditions. The employer has to provide transport facilities from the women employees must be pick up and drop. Facility must be provided by the employer management, and there must be a separate toilet, latrine, and there must be a separate there must at least one woman supervisor must be in the night shift. Then only they can be employed in the night shift. The common license, already I told that WASH code is joining on the amalgamation of the 13 labor laws, combination of 13 labor laws. So no need to take the individual license from the Contract Labor Act or any other act. So the in one single license will apply to the all the act. This is one of the main features in the WASH code 2020, the advisory board. The advisory board is will be existing in the national level as well as the state level. They will be giving the advisory matters. There will be advising the central government on the safety and health matters. And the state government also will, individual state, all the state government will also constitute a state advisory board. And the employee compensations, in case of fatal accidents, 50% of the share will be given. The amount would be in addition to the employee's contribution. During epidemic and pandemic situation, see some factories act also during some emergency and some conditions, certain provisions are exempted. Same way in some conditions, any national calamity and any war, any epidemic, like the war is going on Israel and Iran, they can provide an exemption to the factories. They can work beyond the war time. Likewise, in some conditions, the government exempt the provisions. And safety committee, yes, as per the code, the safety committee is mandatory wherever as per the threshold. For example, in the factories, wherever the 500 or more workers are employed, and in case of the construction sectors, wherever the 250 or more workers are employed, in case of mines, 100 or more workers are employed, the safety committee is mandatory. The safety committee is that must consist the representatives from the employer management as well as for the worker side, so that the workers also they can give their opinion, they can raise their voice about about the safety and health. The schedules, already I told that there are 3 schedules under this WASH code, and the 3rd schedule talks about the 29 notable diseases, and the 2nd schedule talks about the 73 safety matters, and the 1st schedule talks about that the list of industries involving hazardous processes. The earlier in the Factories Act, now present the existing Factories Act have only 29 industries. In the WASH code, they added 11 more industries like shipbuilding. Earlier it was not in the hazardous process industry. Now shipbuilding also included in this act. The working conditions, the government would notify the working condition. Basically, the safety, health and welfare working condition. As per this code, the power is given to the central government as well as the state government frame the rules on the safety and health and welfare. The maximum, the safety and health welfare provisions are framed with the central government rules. All the welfare facilities, whatever the vessel facilities, that is also governed under the central rules. The additional facilities may be specified by the factories, mines, docks, and building and construction sector, such as the welfare offices and temporary housing. So, because this WASH code is applied to all the establishment, okay, wherever the 10 or more employees are employed, more workers are employed. But in case of some facilities, some provisions are applicable to the factories, mines, construction sectors. So that will be separately included in the rules. So once the rules are implemented, they will come to know what are the same. There is no changes in that. Okay, there is no changes in the present BOCD Act and rules. The same as it is measured in the WASH code. These are the additional features that is being implemented. That's all. Now, major. It is a main feature is about the interstate migrant workers. Interstate migrant workers means people migrate from one state to another state and through the contractors. Okay, but in this, what is the code says that not only to the contractors, the employer and the worker himself he moves from one state to other state. He is also covered under the interstate migrant workers. So in the interstate migrant workers, they have special provisions. For the interstate migrant workers, they are supposed to have get that public distribution system, that is a ration. Wherever he is working, that state itself we can draw the ration, and as well as the employer must provide that once in a year they have to give the allowance, the traveling allowance, so that he can go to this home station and come back to the workplace. So these are the requirements as per the WASH code features. So the management has to give the portability to avail the benefits. Interstate migrant worker has been provided the portability to avail benefits in a destination state in respect of the PDS, that is the ration, what I will told that, and other benefits. If a single person working in the one state and the family is residing in the other state, then both the places they can draw the ration. And the journey allowance, once in a year, the employment management has to give the journey allowance to visit his hometown. And database in helpline, the central government will provide the database on the interstate migrant workers, how many people are migrating and which area and which class of industry they are employing. So all the data will be, compiled with the central government, so that you can provide the welfare facilities to the all. The interstate migrant workers will also get the benefits like ESIC, EPFO, and annual medical checkup. So once it is an establishment, including the migrant workers, they are eligible for the also medical treatment as well as the provident fund. The contract workers, already told that contract workers are totally main features are given to the contract workers as well as the interstate migrant workers. And the code also defines that about the what is the core activity, what is the non-core activities that is given in the code. The core activities means when once you take any organization, what is the main core activity and the non-core activity. If, for example, in IT sector, the engineers are doing the core activity, and the other you can say non-core activities like housekeeping, security, gardeners. These are gardening and all. These are non-core activities. All the non-core activities and the core activities are covered under the WASH code. So applicable to the offenses, officers in the central government, state government. This WASH code is not applicable to the state or central government. It is applicable only to the establishments. The WASH code also given some mention about what are the duties of the employer, the employees as well as the workers. The contract labor, the definition of contract labor has been modified. It includes the interstate migrant workers, also called the contract labor. So the definition of worker is modified. The wage ceiling is given to the modified up to the 18,000 per month, and the principal employer to provide the welfare facilities where the contract labor is deployed. The maximum in your project also, all the activities are outsourced. So you are the principal employer, and you are the responsible for ensuring the safety and health and welfare, and also you have to ensure that the contract employees also get all the welfare facilities. That's what the code says. So please. The appointment letter already told that every employer must issue the appointment letter to every employee on his appointment. The duties of employees also given that is already whatever given the Factories Act and BOCW Act, the same is copied to the WASH code. What are the duties of employees? Because the duties of employee means they have to take they have to look after their own safety and other safety. They should not endanger anybody. Okay, so they have to they should not use any misuse and damage any safety equipment or whatever the equipment they are working on. Section 16 talk about the National Advisory Board. The National Advisory Board is around 24 members are there. The chairman is the Secretary, Ministry of Employment, and DG Firstly, DG Mines. They are the members, and other people are also the members. Are around 24 people are there. The tenure of the board is 3 hours. There will be a separate office functioning under the control of the chairman, Minister of Labor and Employment. So there will be no advising on the matters related to the safety and health. The state occupational WASH board also there, advisory board. The state government must constitute that advisory board as per the section 17. Section 18 talks about every employee has a right to obtain information from the employer dealing with safety and health. He is also entitled to represent the inspector company. This is also the same provisions given in the existing BOCW Act also, the Factories Act also, the section 111. This is the right of the workers as well as the obligation of workers. This is the right of the workers. Every worker can demand information about the workplace. What is the safety and health is existing in that. Any grievances, if any worker feels that if it is inadequate safety and health at the workplace, they can give the representative to the inspector directly or through their representative, that is the trade union people. They can give the represent this matter through inspector cum facilitators. Now, this is also one of the important term, inspector cum facilitator. Previously, if you see all the act and act, we see that the enforcement authority is the inspector. So basically, the main idea behind this introducing code, giving this term, the inspector cum facilitator. Basically, this government wants to eradicate the inspector watch. Okay, so we see the inspector is coming for inspection, the organization, they feel bad. They don't feel comfortable whenever the inspector comes for the inspection in any factory. Now, they cannot go the inspection by force or policy that any company. Now, the inspector has become the facilitator. See, if he gives anything, they have to facilitate how you can comply that or not. That have to give the suggestion. Okay, now simply giving the notice and inspector cannot go back. Now, inspector has to facilitate how you can comply. What are the remedies? he has to suggest to. That's why the name is given, the inspector cum facilitator. This is one of the main feature in the all the codes. Even not only the OSH code, in all the codes it is called inspector cum facilitator. Now Inspector Raj has gone, now he has become the facilitator. Annually the wages, there are changes in this code. Earlier, they have to work to at least 240 days in a year to get the annual leave. But in this code, by introduction of this code, once an employee work for at least 180 days in a year, he is entitled for the annual leave. And every 20 working days, you will get the one leave, PN leave. What are the special provisions related to the employment of women? I already told that the employment of women, the night shift, working in the night shift, it is restricted in the as per the Factories Act, even USLB Act also. Now it is allowed as per this code. It is allowed. Why? Because it is also there is a long background is there. Why it is because the long back in the last 10 years there are many representatives comes from the many unions, many individuals from the Kerala, mainly from Kerala people. There is a gender bias. The working in the night shift, why not allowed to the women workers? They are, we also dealt by without any bias. There should be a gender equality. You want the gender equality and the employment equality you need. So there are many cases filed in the High Court of Kerala. Around 40 cases are there. So government also thought of that. So go for the amendment of the Factories Act, but we didn't do the amendment of the existing Factories in 1948. We tried to do the amendment in the Factories Act 1948 in the year for 2014 and 2016. We prepared the bill and introduced the Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha. There are many many deliberate discussions on the parliamentary committee. The many observations are there because of their they're lapsed, because within 2 years you have to enact that act. So we didn't enact that one because time passed or lapsed. Thereafter only the government thought of introducing this code. So they included this in the code. They allowed the now women workers are allowed to work in the night shift. And section 44 talks about the employer to provide adequate safeguards for the employment of women in such an operation which is considered to be dangerous and health and safety. Yes, as well as factories, existing factories also, in the certain working conditions, certain working environment, the women employees are not allowed, like in working near the cotton openers or dangerous operations on near to the furnace because of the health matters, because they are not their body conditions is not suitable to their working conditions. They are not, women employees are not allowed, they are restricted. Contract labor, I already told that the contract labors now is a complete OSH code is more benefits to the contract labor as well as the interstate migrant workers. The people are already working in the factories, mines, BOCW and dock workers. There don't any much changes in that, but maximum features are to cover the contract labors and interstate migrant workers. Otherwise, there is no much changes in the OSH code. So interstate migrant workers already discussed about the ration issue. No? Okay. Other than section 78, there is a provision of employment of certain person in certain building or other construction work. Where what is the provision is that no person with a deafness or defect in vision, tendency to giddiness shall be allowed to work in a building and other construction work, because the worker died or crane operator, they must have some some medical standard, the medical fitness to work in certain condition of work. So here in the section 78, it provides that a person having the deafness or defect vision, they are not allowed to work in certain conditions. Offences penalty, yes, of course. The complaints, the act and rules. Act and rules mean there will be a penalty. Penalty means there will be maybe a monetary, there will be with a fine or imprisonment. There are two kind of penalty. Simply with the fine also there, the monetary fine, otherwise with the imprisonment or both. So in the as per this coach code, what is the new features allowed is a compounding of offences. Compounding means if you do any violation of the provisions. If the inspector wants to prosecute in the court, no need to go for the prosecutions. You already recognize that, yes, I did a mistake. Okay, I don't want to go for the prosecution. So simply you surrender. Surrender in the sense, just give the penalty. What is the penalty given for the violation of the penalty? It's a violation of the provision. That penalty just, 50% of the penalty, you submit that one. Then the offense will be compounded. So this will not be repeated for the, after 3 years. Within 3 years we are repeating it, again there will be an enhanced penalty. So with the, just submitting the penalty, you can, compound your offences. There are two things. If it is only with the fine, then 50% of the penalty must be submitted. If it is a fine of the imprisonment, the 75% of the penalty must be, you have to submit to the government. So all these penalties collected from the employee, that is a convicted people, this where the fund will go. The government has given the special provisions. Whatever the penalty you are collecting through the conviction for the violation of the provisions, that fund will be accumulated in the social security fund. The social security fund will be, utilized for the welfare of the unorganized workers, because the WASH code is covering the unorganized sector also. So the 40 crore people in the unorganized sector, as and today they are working in the unorganized sector. So whatever the penalty is collected through the conviction of the any violation, that amount will be collected in the social security fund. The new term is the social security fund. New provisions given the WASH code. That fund will be utilized for the welfare of the unorganized workers. Composition, certain efforts already given. Amount received for the composition. Yeah. Once it is if it is convicted through the court, whatever the fine, the 50% must be given to the victim in case of any serious injury, or to the next of kin of the victims in case of the fatal accident. So that whatever the penalty, with that 50% must be given to the victim. The common license for contractor factories. See, with this, with the one license, you can move anywhere, you can work in anywhere in India. The common license for the factories and, any establishment, any mines, or there is a single license. But in case of factory, you have to provide some extra additional documents, or you have to fill up the forms. Otherwise, there is only single license. With a single license, you can work anywhere in India. This is what the code says. So once the code is implemented, you will come to know what are the difficulties. So one by one, you will know, regularize. So you will come to know. So these are the features about the WASH code. Thank you. Any queries, can talk about them.
Next presentation, Mr. Manish Mani Tripathi from L&T.
आपका जो लेटेस्ट है सर बस
जो लेटेस्ट
अच्छा वो अभी डाउनलोड नहीं हुआ है, डाउनलोड करके देते हैं आप, जस्ट अ मिनट.
हाँ श्योर सर. आपका भी नोट दबा हुआ है.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, let me introduce myself. I am Manish Mani Tripathi. I am working in L&T. Right now, working as a plant and machinery department in charge for Kolkata Underground Metro project. From Majerat from Khidirpur to Esplanade. Let me introduce myself. I have joined L&T in year 2011 as a GT, and right after I have worked in various projects, mainly in underground constructions only, from hydel projects to different metro projects with various clients like DMRC, MRC, and right now with RVNL. First of all, thanks a lot, sir, for this opportunity. I would like to inform the things which we have to take care regarding safety related to plant and machinery department. as we all know that construction industry is very vast. We have different type of construction works going on in our vicinity, from minor drain construction to even hydel nuclear bigger projects. Different construction projects require different set of equipment because we have different set of methods, techniques, and further further metro is bifurcated into underground as well as elevated. In underground metros, I am working from last 14 to 15 years, I am working in underground metros only. So I would like to elaborate about the equipments which we use in underground metros. In underground metros, we have tunnel boring machines. Batching plants is one of the common equipments. We have gantry and EOT cranes. Generally, we use in our precast yards and wherever we have space constraints. Because unlike many construction projects, in underground metro, we always have space constraints at our particular sites. And gantry provides us ease for the work, as well as the space which the gantry used to take is quite less. Generally, underground metro is we construct underground metro by two approaches. One is top-bottom and other is bottom-up. It depends upon the geology. Like in northern part of India, like in Calcutta, Delhi, we used to approach towards top-down method. And in order to secure our construction area, in order to excavate further, either we have to go for piling, diaphragm wall, many a time we do sheet piling, soldier piling, etc. So we have different set of equipments we used to choose as per these requirements only. Like here in RVNL, here we have, the geology restricts us to use two diaphragm wall method only. So we use grab machines. Then we have crawler and tire mounted cranes, which we use for all general lifting as well as the excavated muck lifting from the bottom. Then we have tire mounted vehicles, which we employ on roads for excavated muck shifting and concrete shifting. And further, those concretes can be poured with the help of concrete pumps, boom placers. And here we have already the requirement of air is required for certain operations. So we have compressors, and for tunneling particularly, we have ventilation systems also. Many machineries are not mentioned also over here, but many critical machines which we use in underground metro, I would like to cover as much as possible. For any equipment which we deployed at our site, we have certain guidelines from RVNL, certain norms are given to us, like their H-bar criteria, and similarly H-bar criteria for operators also. So it's a responsibility of any contractor, and within contractor we have certain departments also. Like for L&T, I will tell you about our system. It's a responsibility of our planning department and plant and machinery in charge to timely inform our requirement to our contractor, subcontractor, or if it is my own machine, then to other site, that RVNL wants this particular machine to be of within 5 years or 10 years of age. That thing has to be taken care of prior only. Because once it is finalized, and if it is not taken care of and it reach our site, then it's an unnecessary chaos for each and every one of us. So first of all, we follow those guidelines. Here as I have shown, like certain requirements are from RVNL side. Once the machine reach our site, it's a responsibility of site EHS and site plant and machinery in charge or engineer, whoever is present at that particular location, to inspect the machine as per the requirements. There is a pre-deployment checklist for each and every equipment. There you have to check certain things which are mentioned in the checklist. in my last 15 years of career, what I believe that many a times the overconfidence of filling this checklist now is chaotic at the end. People is not taking it seriously, what I believe. Similarly for permits also. They are not able to understand that those are legal documents, and if you are signing at bottom, you only whole and sole responsible for that. So please take care of this thing. I have already communicated to my junior staffs also, my colleagues also, and there is a lot of improvisation required on this particular thing. Then once the machine is inspected, either it is good for use, then green tag is given. If it is not good for use, red tag is given. This is only for machinery. Let it be very clear. Green tag, red tag is for machinery. Operator, his competency, operator DL requirements, that is for operator. Is it clear? So for machineries, we used to give green card, red card. Here from RVNL side, we have certificate of authorization, which I would like to thank CPM sir. He has implemented very well at our site, and we are rigorously following this. Here, first of all, I used to take interview of each and every operator. I can proudly say that for each and every operator at my project, it is signed by me only. I can proudly say that. That much level of involvement is required. If I am not available, then that person whom I nominate, he has to sign. Once I used to take the interview, after that I signed it. Later, Mr. Mohsen Arman Naqvi, our Chief Safety Manager, he takes interviews, and if the operator fulfills his requirements also, then he has proceed for his signs, later construction leader, then interview from GC, Mr. Sanjay sir, then it went to RVNL. And each one of them have there's different set of approaches, requirements, and after a rigorous inspection, we got sign off one operator. As I said, in construction industry, equipments are involved a lot from last 15 years. Earlier, and the involvement is on better side only, just to avoid human interference or human errors as much as possible. For that only we have, earlier when 15-20 years back, we don't have any SLI system in any cranes. But right now, all the cranes are mandatorily to be equipped with automatic safe float indicator. Then we have limit switches for gantries, emergency stop buttons for all small tools like bar bending, bar cutting machines, and this particular anti-collision or human sensor. We actually use it in our gantry cranes. This particular sensor is evolved from, earlier it used to stop only reflective jackets, then came the human interference. Now it's like a proximity sensor. Whatever the human or if any object also comes, it will get to stop. We used to install it in our gantry cranes and EOT cranes. The limit switch, the above one, is second method of defense. First, anti-collision is must. If by any means anti-collision is not working or not worked at that particular time, that limit switch at the end stoppers, it usually fits near the end stoppers. So gantry got completely stopped or electrical supply got completely cut due to that only. These are our legal requirements. We used to carry out third-party inspections of all lifting equipments, pressure vessels, air compressors, and that agency has to be certified from RVNL and GC. Then second is for each and every one of you. For me also, like for driving license, we have to follow all the RTO guidelines. And the third one is the calibration. The devices which we use, like at our site, in cranes we have SLI. So that SLI also has to be calibrated. Similarly for ELCB, earthquake testers, all those devices has to be calibrated on regular intervals from certified agency only. After this, as per mentioned in our contract, in construction industry, equipments, most of the time, equipments are created in such a way that they will perform perfectly. They will not they will not possess danger to ourselves, but the person who is operating that or the driver who is driving that vehicle, there is a chance that he can create any nuisance or that can cause any incident. But in our industry, manpower, driver, operator, they keep on changing because it's their right. Once we trained, we just want to evolve ourselves. किसी को भी अच्छा सैलरी मिलेगा, दूसरी जगह जाएगा, फिर नया ड्राइवर आएगा. Then again, same thing has to be start from bottom. That one of the things we are going to face forever. But in order to reduce or I can say mitigate as much as possible, so for that we used to carry out mandatory defensive driver training from third-party approved agency, safe lifting training like we are conducting from Bosch Technical Services, and OEM training for certain equipments also like batching plants. We have carried out training from swing stator itself. For gantries, like we are Alpha, URB, the manufacturer gave us training to the operators. Permit to work system is one of the, as Mohsin sir explained, administrative control, engineering control, to control those incidents. If for each and every critical activity there is a permit system. But believe me, if we follow this rigorously, nothing is going to happen. But in order to just complete our work in timely manner, or because we are not planned prior, and now we just want to complete it anyhow, we are just going to fill it without thinking of anything. But believe me, it is a legal document. You are going to sign at the bottom. So please, if there is any discrepancies, then better to mention it, try to first comply it, and then give for the permit to work. Similarly, for like cranes, we have lifting permit. For welding operations, cutting operations, we have hot work permit. For any inspection of for any height work, we used to give height permit. But I used to follow that for any inspection at height also, we used to follow work at height permit. Work at height permit is must for the person who is going at a certain height. Certain things are to be checked, monitored, and what for gantry inspection, EOT inspection or higher level works, at our site what we used to carry forward is that we always allow not a single person is, first of all, not a single person is not allowed to go for any inspection. He has to be accompanied by 2 or 3 persons. Then the last one, second last one is the electrical work permit for any electrical works, and LOTO permit, logout, tagout, which we used to follow for any electrical works, and mainly all P&M charges or P&M person used to follow that for plant also. This is the TBM which we have at our site. TBM, as I have mentioned, the equipment is evolved up to a certain limit. The only thing is the manpower who is going to use it. We are using locomotives also for shifting muck from the TBM to the passage from where we can lift muck. For locomotives, we are following certain inspections like their brakes, pads, air pressure, cameras are must, and water levels, the coupling connections between the locomotive and flat car or segment car or muck bucket, their battery conditions. Each and everything has certain norms. Those has to be followed at their regular intervals. Additionally, we used to follow deadman switch is there. It is quite common in many locomotives. We have set for a frequency of 29 seconds. Like if operator is not going to do anything in that particular cabin for 29 seconds, the automatically brake will be applied. And operator has to push that button after every 30 seconds. These are already mentioned. For all heavy liftings, we used to follow 75%, 60% criteria. All TBMs we have lowered at launching shaft, we followed 75% criteria. And for tandem lifting, we used to follow 60% criteria. And now, in new cranes, which we are getting nowadays, 1 or 2 years back, the load chart itself mentioned at the top that this load chart is designed for 75% load. We are getting that also. So things are moving. From equipment side, things are moving way ahead of us. Similarly, the things has to be moved from manpower involvement side also. One of the most common equipment which we use in any construction site, batching plant. There are n numbers of checks for batching plant. I am going to elaborate what are the good things we have installed in our batching plant. We have several alarm system, like whenever the mixture is, once mixing is started, these alarms used to start. Anyone can know that mixing right now, mixing is going on. Then pull cord limit switches in belt conveyors is one of the mandatory things. Additionally, the limit switches in the screw conveyors. We have faced many incidents of blocking of screw conveyors. Screw conveyors used to shift aggregate cementitious material from silos to mixture, but many times due to moisture, it got stuck. So what earlier persons used to do, they just simply open it and just knock it, hammer it and try to clean it. But we have installed a limit switch over there also, that once that limit switch is, once that box is particularly open, whole plant is going to be shut down. Then only he can perform for the cleaning works. Same things I have mentioned. Lightning arresters at the top of the silo. Skip rope inspection. 25 M, we have certain guidelines of using that skip rope also. Pressure relief valves at the top of the silo. Those has to be maintained and to be cleaned on monthly basis. At the bottom, you can see the rightmost bottom picture. We have installed the doors at the bottom of the silo also. Once that gate is open, the plant is going to shut down, so that no one can enter into that for any cleaning work also. He has to inform the operator. These are certain do's and don'ts, which is always mentioned, which OEMs used to provide us. We have to rigorously follow that. Permit to work system, as I have mentioned, LOTO. All PNM engineers used to follow that for all batching plants, mixture chipping works. Like in RVNL, we are doing diaphragm wall. For that diaphragm wall, we are using grab machines. These are certain checks for grab machines also. But in grab machines, the critical thing which I have observed here is that area. Once the area is perfectly stable, or a certain plates or working platform is provided, then 90% it is secured. We are not, there is no the chances are getting much more reduced. These are do's and don'ts of a grab machine. One of the critical equipments is gantry and EOT cranes. In underground metros, like earlier I was in Mumbai Metro, we have such a space constraint that at each four of its stations, we have 2 to 3 gantries only, because sidewise public is there, roads are there. We don't have any sufficient space even for placing a crane. Gantry provides us extreme ease to complete our work. They are safe also, but certain norms are given that things has to be followed. Like in gantry cranes, third-party inspection is mandatory. We have certain OEMs used to not provide, earlier they used not to provide those load display units, cut-off devices also, but now in L&T, it is provided from our L&T technology services and Mindtree, and now it is installed in our each and every gantry. Load is shown, auto cut-off is installed, certain limit switches, bottom, up, rotary, everything is installed. But in gantry, the thing which we have to take care at site level is that the track area has to be completely cleared. The stoppers are well in place. बहुत बार करते हैं, काट देते हैं, कुछ काम आया, लगाना भूल गए, चला लो, not at all acceptable. Limit switches has to be installed. Cadmium compound on the wire ropes has to be done on weekly basis or monthly basis, whatever as per your requirement. These are certain good things which we have implemented at our site. Monkey cage is mandatory. रविवार और छुट्टियों के दिन ऊंचाई पर रख रखाव और मरम्मत संबंधी कार्य करने से बचें. That particular person has to take permission first. And as I have said, one person is not at all allowed to go at height to inspect or do any work. Always try to make a team of 2 or 3. And in many countries, actually OEMs not used to provide any container or any cover for that crab unit. So in order to mitigate those risks, in L&T we have certain guidelines that we have to provide certain locking system, handrails, hooks at various positions at top also. So, and those things has to be taken care while filling the permit of height work only. That at top, that electrician or mechanic must have 3 or 4 options to just fix his safety harness, and even during walking also. These are do's and don'ts for gantries. Crawler crane, tower mounted crane, from 30 ton to 700 ton we can use at our site. In each and every crane, most of the checklist things are common. For tire mounted crane or crawler crane, most of the things are common. SLI has to work. On weekly basis, what we used to do is, although SLI calibration is must, we got that certificate and we renew it on 6 months basis. Anemometer is must. But on weekly basis, what we do is that we can just take a tape and measure on weekly basis. Where is the hook? What is the radius? Just cross-check it with the SLI. You can calibrate it by your own only. You will get confidence itself. And hoses, cylinders, boom pins, it is mandatory to check prior to every critical lift, and for once in a month it is mandatory. These are the checks which we used to cover at our site. We used to mass drive like thing, like आज हम लोग मौसम साहब का हमको फोन आएगा, आज हम लोग हुक खोलेंगे, तो उस दिन हम सारी क्रेन का हुक खोलेंगे. आज हम सबका वायर देखेंगे, तो आज हम सबका वायर देखेंगे. These kind of approaches are required because these cranes used to work 7 to 8 hours per shift. And I'm quite sure that in morning, now with 1 or 2 P&M engineer at a site, many a times you will not get a chance to completely inspect each and every crane. But on daily basis, one crane today, second crane, third, on a weekly basis, you can check and inspect each and every cranes. These are do's and don'ts for crawler crane and tire mounted cranes. In plant and machinery, we have electrical safety also. Just last. As I have mentioned, proper earthing for all equipment, for even barrication boards, containers also. ELCB, RCCB protection. Second line of defense, ELR has to be checked. Or panels, it is from our procurement side only that it is mandatory for us to purchase only IP67. Electrical safety devices and LOTO. LOTO system has to be followed for each and every electrical works. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Next presentation by Power Supply Siemens, Mr. Vishnu and Mr. Arnav.
So good afternoon all. So myself Arnav Das, the project manager of RVNL electrification project from Siemens side. We are from Siemens, and we are thankful to RVNL to giving us this opportunity to demonstrate safety in this forum. Today we demonstrate the safety what we maintained in electrification project, and Siemens is doing electrification as well as signaling in RVNL. So today we demonstrate what the work we are doing and how we are maintaining safety in our workplaces. You know, Siemens is 175 years old company, global company, and this sustainability is achievable only by compliance in safety, environment and the quality. So without this is not achievable. So I request my colleague Vishnu Panda, our safety manager, to demonstrate how we are achieving safety in electrical works.
So good afternoon everyone. Maybe many of us are feeling hungry. Time is running out. So I'll not take longer time. I'll quickly finish within 10 to 15 minutes. So please bear with us. So in the past 3 hours, many of us have already discussed about the safety. I will not go again. Just I'll give some example, and through that story, I'll take you to the next 15-minute session. So first of all, I would like to thank to the RVNL management for organizing such important session on seminar on worksite safety. And this is really required for the stakeholders, the business partners, and the employees of RVNL, for the heads of and the awareness program to create the awareness of safety among the organizations. So I'll not go again by what is safety and all. So everyone is aware about the National Safety Week. The National Safety Council is organizing an awareness program in Pan-India. So this is the best time to celebrate. And we are also celebrating, like RVNL is also celebrating this National Safety Council. And on this day, RVNL is organizing this kind of seminar. So this is really grateful and an honor and privilege. We are here today to showcase our Siemens safety management implementations at our workplace. So let us understand why the safety is important in the organizations. I would like to focus on 4 topics, like these are the 4 considerations where safety is really important. First is our social consideration, and moral consideration, financial consideration, and legal considerations. Once anything happens in an organization, these 4 things will impact. So because of that, the occupier is really focusing on this. And let us see what the Siemens is focusing. This is our Managing Director, Sunil Mathur. He is the CEO and MD of Siemens. We are very clear, his statement is very clear related to safety. We have 3 aspects. One is zero accident is achievable. And second thing, health and safety, no compromise. And third thing, we take care of each other. Three principles are there, and our commitment from the management is really clear to everyone. This is a top-down approach, and these EHS policies, which consist of various things, but I will not discuss each and everything, but this is very clear, like since in construction industry, various aspects are there in safety. So we are focusing the training and development of competency of manpower, and second thing is our contractor management. The most critical part that all the contractors workers are working for us, they are the victims. And the third thing is the continual improvement, management involvement. These criteria is being focused by the top management. And let us focus on what are the activities we are performing in our companies, and what are the scope that we are having as a Siemens electrification business. So first of all, you can see we are doing lifting operations, work at height, machine safety, and some hot work activities, some installation activities. And we are also doing the third rail installation activities, testing, commissioning, and supplying and material handling also, erection activities, 33 kV power distribution systems, traction systems, and auxiliary substations. So these are the activities we are performing. And we also know that these activities involves hazards and risk. So many of, one of our colleagues from L&T has already explained. So I will not give the example, but I will give one small example. So what is, if you are doing these activities, what are the hazards and risk involved? So very clear, let us understand what is hazard and what is risk. If I'm holding a pen, just I'm giving some brief example, this is a pen. And if I would like to give the example of hazard and risk, if I'll open the cap, this is a hazard. And if I'll put the pen inside my pocket and I sit down, that my pen knee will be pinching on my leg. That means that is a risk. So here that is clear. Hazard means anything, any situation which is having a potential to cause harm. For me, this pen is a hazard. And what is the risk? Risk of bodily injured. That means it injured to my body. This is very clear. In similar fashion, we have all the activities that is clearly defined in the scope as per the contract agreement of RVNL. And we have identified what are the activities, what are the risks involved, what are the control mechanism, how we are performing these activities. We perform the risk assessment. In later phase, I will showcase how we are performing the activities, and we have some management, safety management systems, how we are following. So I'll not go detail, but we have identified some hazards and the risk, and we have provided the control measure before starting the activities. So we execute the activities through these are the safety management systems. We follow the safe work method statement. We follow the risk assessment. We follow the last minute risk assessment, that is a dynamic risk assessment. And we follow the toolbox stock and the permit to work system. Everyone is following in the organizations. And the most important part is the contractor management. This is most important topic that we are focusing on, from the qualification evaluation, from the contractors to performance evaluation and the compliance evaluation. These three things we are focusing on and periodically monitoring the contractor to prevent all kind of, unsafe act and behaviors. And also, since we are into the electrical business, so we focus on some of the activities that we are performing in the live panels. In case of any activities we are performing into the ASS, TSS where the shutdown or isolation is required, we follow the 6 golden rules of electrical safety, so that our people will work in that panel, all the adjacent panels are isolated and he is safe to work. And to that, adding to that, we have identified some of the high risk activities, the activities which is having a potential high risk. So we have identified 12 to 14 high risk activities, and we have given one simple life-saving rules to protect the employees. For an example, lifting operations. What is the life-saving rules? Means do not pass under the suspended load. In a similar way, all the 16 activities, high risk activities has been identified and the life-saving rule has been given. And the next is the safety essential. All the high risk activities having some requirements. Work at height, these are the minimum requirements you have to follow. We have also having 12 high risk activities, and all the high risk activities are having some requirements. So this is most important topic. Like in execution, we have some targets, some we have to achieve within that span. In the similar fashion, in safety, we have some KPIs, key performance indicators. So in KEEP dashboard, we have two different categories. One is the lagging indicator, or leading indicator, another is the lagging indicator. What does it mean? Leading indicator means this is a proactive approach, not reactive approach. It is a proactive approach. So if you see site EHS evaluation, contractor management evaluation, and training, and management work on, these are the proactive. A lot of proactive measures are there. So, and the lagging indicator means this is a reactive approach, means after the event, maybe fatality, maybe medical treatment case, red card, for first aid cases. So if you see in our project, since till 2021, April, we have achieved 10 million safe hours, 2,000 hours training. We have one dedicated team for conducting the various job specific trainings, and management, 35 management work on down, 6 contractor workshop, and we have not reported any recordable injuries, no near miss, no first aid case, 0 LTC, 0 fatality, and we used to report observations like Concept Act conditions. So these are our dashboard. So this is all about our EHS part, and let us have some glimpse of some good practices and some EHS practices we are following. So I would like to request Arnab sir to please showcase.
So now we share some good practices. We learn from each other. Means from other project we learn and we implement in this project. And now whatever in RVNL electrification project we implemented these things, and now this is followed in other Siemens India projects. So first what we implemented is the trolley. So in the slope we used to carry the material on the viaduct and the third rail. So earlier this trolley has not brake. So there was an incident in other project that during the slope this trolley moves. So we implemented here using the brakes, automatic brakes. Means brakes is spring brakes, means already have the trolley is with the brakes. Once if one want to move the trolley, he has to press the revolve, then brake will be released, then he has to move the trolley. If we don't touch, the brake will be intact. So this is implemented here, and now it is followed in other India electrification project for material carrying. So second is the third layer verifications. During lifting shifting activity of our material in the SSTSS room, in night time we get the block. And you know that in night time the traffic is huge, means uncontrolled. So we use 3 layers of verification. Here you see the first layer, first layer in the front side, it is a soft, means soft verification. Means if anybody, there is an indication that some work is going on, and if anybody hits there, then at least he should understand and he should have impact. The second layer is the big one. This is the water level verification. Means if somebody hits and cross the first layer, then he hit the water verification. So it will not hamper the vehicle. The last layer is in the solid, means metal verification. Means if somebody cross the first layer, then second layer, then third layer, it will stop. And my work is going on from this at least 100 meters away. So our workplace is safety. So this 3 layer verification is implemented in RVNL project, and we do during the lifting shifting activity during night time, because you know the vehicle is not in control. And here we use the 33 kV non-contactable voltage detector during the work, DLP activities. So this non-contactable 33 kV means you should not touch it. Only you reach there and you can sense whether 33 kV voltage is there or not. Because since we are doing the electrical means activities, so it is required that in live line we we have to take the shutdown, whether the shutdown is there or not from WBACDCL, whether they have shut down or not. So using this voltage detector, we detect whether the 33 kV voltage is present or not without touching the things. So there is a gap with it. And this is insulating tools we use. Say for LV compartment, there is a 415 volt or 220 volt line is there. So this insulating tool helps for a person to get electrocution. And this safety award we received in the construction, the last 4 years we received from CII this safety award. for construction activity. So Siemens in RVNL project. So thanks for Siemens electrification side. So thank you so much.
Ms. Nivedita Ghosh from S&T. And Ms. Aratrika Roy.
Good afternoon to all. Myself Nivedita Ghosh, EHS MIP, Siemens S&T project. Well, first of all, I would like to thank the committee for inviting us in such a platform to share our thoughts and our initiatives at site level. In Kolkata, we are working in line 3 and line 6, one from Joka to Esplanade and another from Biman Bandar to Kavi Subhash. So what we are exactly doing at our S&T project will dive into our scope of work. So in the signaling scope, we are doing the signaling system installation. We are doing the design, manufacturing, supply, installation, testing and commissioning of signaling and telecommunication system. In the signaling part, we are doing the tracking signal system, power supply system, control centers and CCTV integration. And at the other hand, in the telecommunication part, we are doing our fiber optic transmission system, CCTV installation, our telephone system, radio and CDRS system, PAS system, that is public address system, PIDS, public display system, and office automation, master clock system, access control system, and telecommunications SCADA. So, without taking much time, I'm just showing the EHS performance of our S&T project. So, till date, we have achieved 9 lakh safe man hours. So, we are just one step before achieving our first target of 1 million safe man hours. Our AFR and ASR rate is 0, and we are religiously reporting unsafe conditions and unsafe acts in a huge number. Now, being a company which is older than 150 years, we are bearing the legacy of EHS culture in our blood. This starts from the commitment. Our management and our entire team believes in zero harm culture, which starts from 3 pillars. My colleague from electrification team has already discussed and elaborated it very nicely. Still, I'll take a few seconds for detailing those 3 pillars which we are following in entire Siemens. The first, believing that zero incident is possible. First, we have to believe that we can achieve zero incident. Second, implementation of our site rules, regulations. And the third, care for each other. We should care for our counterpart. We should care for our worker. We should care for our engineers. And we should care for our family, so that we can implement and improve day by day. Now, I'll just elaborate things, how we are implementing safety at ground level, how we are working hard at the ground level. Well, starting from legal compliances, that is statutory compliances, we can say, starting from labor license, VSCW registration, EHS policy, the rule of land, law of land and other related codes, regulations, guidelines. Then there is prerequisites. Before coming to our site, what is the requirement? Person should be medically fit. He should be assessed. If this assessment is conducted by the activity in charge, by the HOD and EHS, followed by the induction and ID card issuance. We also have a robust system of training that includes mandatory 4 hours training on EHS topic at site level, CITRUS training, which is skill-based training, which is conducted by our in-house training company, that is CITRUS, skill-based. Once in every 3 years, our supervisors, our site engineer has to go through this training. We have some need-based trainings, such as emergency response training of firefighting and first aid. And apart from this, site-specific, work-specific training we are conducting at site level religiously. And learning by sharing from our past incidents, past things which we have learned from our past, we are sharing with our team from top to bottom so that they can know and mitigate the gaps. Coming to site rules, we do not start any work without toolbox talk, without permit to work, without adherence of PPs, whether mandatory or specific. And we have another system to implement safety at the last minute, means before starting the work. We are doing risk assessment just before starting the work. That is called LMRA. Risk management system, of course, we are ensuring that all our activities have safe work method statement included and have approved HERA. SOPs for all our high risk activities. QR code, we have robust QR code based reporting system. The person who is working at site, he can report just with a one click. He can report any incident, he can report any unsafe condition, he can report any unsafe act. We are not waiting to happen a near miss, we are just act before. Before happening any near miss, we are mitigating the unsafe condition or unsafe act. Going forward, we have religious reviews. Definitely, our contractor assessment yearly basis, that is very robust. Sometimes it is cross business. Apart from this, our subcontractor, they has to go through specific assessment every year to qualify themselves for working for another year. We have committee meetings every month with our management. Along with this, our team, whether he is EHS manager, EHS officer, or our site engineer, or a worker, or a supervisor, has the authority to stop the work. If he finds that the work is unsafe, he can stop it. So, he is empowered with it. And management involvement, definitely our project managers, our site engineers are very strictly adhering those site inspection rules. Our BU management team, our operation teams are also doing quarterly site visits at site level. Actually, this EHS things embedded into their KPIs. Coming to the consultation and participation part, we are also conducting our business, our regional level management workshops where the subcontractor team can interact with management individually or group wise. Also, we are observing the special days such as Road Safety Month, National Safety Month, Environment Day, etc., where we are conducting enormous activities for involving, motivating our workforce. And also, we are doing health management camps for free for our workmen. We are doing sustainable waste management. We are doing CSR programs. We are doing mock drills and fire drills for checking the effectiveness of our system. And as a consequent management, we also have reward and penalty policy. So we'll just take you through a short video with the glimpse of our hard work. Now, I would request my colleague Aratrika to take over this session, please.
Hello, thank you Nivedita for this. Respected delegates and sitting here all the people and officials, very good afternoon to everybody. And thank you for this opportunity because I think this is a good platform where we can take an initiative or we can learn from here, and also at the same time we can deliver something also from what we have learned, and we can give it to you also. So here already most of the officials has already given us a very good overview on the safety. And our Siemens also, from Electrification, Arnob and Vishnu has also given us a brief things they have said, and Nivedita has also given. So right now, not taking so much time, we will be going to the EHS challenge initiatives and their implementations and S&T projects. Okay, now something I want to tell you that in Siemens we have a pledge. Actually, we have an we can say it's not a pledge, it's a title that Hamari Suraksha Hamara Sankalp. So Hamari Suraksha matlab pehle hum apne ko suraksha we will be safe from our side, from ourselves, and at the same time we'll see whether all the people we are related to us in our work site, they are also safe or not. So that is our oath from it is our policy from the Siemens. So right now, what we can see that eliminate the risk, design changes. So before you can see these were the some traditional scaffold which you can see, and at the same time after that you can see that in some antennas, actually it is CVTC antenna, there the pole was that we have to go to an height and minimum we have to, when we are going to minimum 2 meters, then we have to use the double harness for that. But it is not possible in many cases. So what we have changed here, that we can means we can hinge the bolt nut of that arrangement, and we can eliminate the need for working at height. By at the time of installation, it can be folded and it can come to the ground. So by using all of these things, we can eliminate the height from the work site. So this is one best activity which we have done on the signaling project. Next is our use of scaffold in metro projects. So before we were using this type of, you can see in the left side, you can see this type of traditional ladders will be using. Right now we are using the mobile scaffolds for these purposes also. And these are also the platform ladders in the metro projects which we are using for this also, you can see. So I am not going further into it. Okay, so after you can see most of the things which have already been told by by Nivedita. One thing which I think I have missed here, that electrical safety. So here we can see that there are so many cabinets we are using in the signaling projects also, like PDC, means power distribution cabinets, or the UPS. So use of rubber mats is also very important, and we are implementing it from the first day. Because we are, as there is a high voltage is coming on, so for the safety of the people also, we are using this type of rubber mats, and also we are implementing the 16 golden rules of electrical safety. So 6 goals of electrical safety, what are these? That isolate the supply, then use the LOTO, means log out, tag out, then verify that system whether it is connected or not, is cross verify, then earthing is needed, 4th point. 5th point is our barricade that part where the installations will be going on for the electrical part, and then you have to use only the authorized person will just sign the document or the thing, which after that they can proceed for the the electrical things or everything. So from the our safety award winner, we have recently got that ROSPA award winner we have got, and also from the National Safety Council Merit Award we have also been got. So right now actually our audit is also going on in our office also for our project. So that is British Safety Council, so 2026. So it's the 5-star grading. So thank you so much, and hope so. I think I can deliver you here also. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Sanjay Kaur from GC.
একসাথে দুটো খোলা থাকবে নাকি? দেখাতে পারবেন এবার আপনি? একটু উপরে করে দিন।
I think I am the last person in this seminar. My part cover occupational health, welfare, and environment management. So many presentation given related to safety, but safety require for the health and environment. I cover and make my presentation very short. In our C manual 41 to 46 clause cover the occupational health and welfare, and from 47 to 55 cover environment management system. I'm starting the environment, starting from the environment here. Environment is continuously degrading. These are the cause of the degradation. Population, real GDP, foreign. These are the, and the time frame and the how it is increased. See that after 1950 to 2010 or 2000, just how increased. There are so many researchers working, acting, and processing for prevention or preventing and protecting the environment. They are dividing 9 requirement. 9 requirement for smooth running our ecological system, and these are the how they are quantifying these concept, and continuously it is beyond the limit. In 2009, 3 boundaries crossed. In 2015, 4 boundaries crossed, and 2023, 6 boundaries crossed. The upper person overshooting the ecological system, and the inner portion shortfalling the social foundation. And in this 2 portion, we are generating wealth. How overshooting and shortfall it is represented. Only 5% holding 28.7% of total wealth, and 1.4% holding the approx 80 to 85% population. And we are the person matching this, how much health is required, how much economic is required, balancing in our organization and beyond that. These are the wicked problems regarding the degradation, our social and environmental requirement. It means the blaming. I think most of the person within millennials, and our responsibility to preserve environment for our next generation. In 2025, I have collected the data of water extraction in our project from January to 2025 December. the total groundwater extraction is 67,000 kiloliter, and the use of approx water is 5,000. No, 2,209 kiloliter we used, but the unaccounted groundwater already drawn. We have no accounts of the extracted balance water, groundwater, and the effect will come for our next generation. It means our baby. In part 4 in our C manual, this portion covered very concisely. एकदम स्पेसिफिक रिक्वायरमेंट दे के रखा है हमारा मैनुअल में, और हम लोग को मेंटेन कर रहे हैं कौन सा लेवल पे हमको भी नहीं पता है. हाँ, क्या हो गया है? Environmental monitoring, we are doing a noise monitoring in with every 15 days. We'll monitoring of air quality. We are testing within 15 days for all location. हाँ हाँ
Thank
you.
Thank you everyone for this informative interactive session. And now please all the participants are requested to come to the stage for the felicitation ceremony. May I request CPM sir and KDR sir, Prasad sir, Debashish Pal sir and Parshuram Singh sir to come on stage please. All the presentation participants please also come to the stage. Mr. Mohsin Anwar from L&T. Sheikh Inayat. Inayat. Mr. K. Durai. Mr. Vishnu Panda. Mr. Arnab Das. Ms. Nivedita Ghosh. Ms. Aratrika Roy. Mr. Sanjay Kar. Mr. Manish Mani Tripathi. Now we have our vote of thanks from Ms. Prasad sir. Sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks as we conclude today's seminar on workplace safety. First and foremost, I would like to express our heartiest gratitude to our DP sir to start the session with such an enlightening and encouraging session. Your insights over hazard identification and emergency response protocols have provided us with a fresh perspective and practical tools to ensure a safer environment for everyone. I also wish to thank you, CPM sir, for his constant encouragement and for providing the platform for this essential training. A special thanks goes to the organizing committee comprising of Mrs. Devkanya and Arnab Mitra and CPM-Kolkata support staff for their tireless work behind the scene to ensure this event runs seamlessly. To my fellow participants, thank you for your active engagement and for being such a patient listeners. Your commitment to safety is what makes this session truly worthwhile. As we live today, let us carry the lesson learned into our daily routine. Safety is not just a policy, it is a shared responsibility. Thank you all once again and wish you all a safe working life. Thank you very much. Now I request all participants and invitees to go for lunch on the ground floor. Thank you very much.